And we want to create another thing, another link. That's why I didn't send it in the session. Do you have the link? Do you want this to be given to them or not now? And when they finish?
Sally, collect the. Sally.
That's more interesting. So what is Simikio? Do you have the latest presentation? Yeah, that's one.
Maybe 10 minutes later.
So you're coming to remove it again? I mean, it's not, no idea. So it has been.
So now we are not taking. I'm not listening to anything again.
So is it presented on the laptop and then? Did you change it on
So
the
whatever
laptop?
comes up, you do.
Yeah. Yes, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So now it's fine.
It's fine.
Isn't the other one?
Michael, come. Come with your whole team. Come.
I'm not going to make it. I'm not going Where's the corrupted? But you have another one here.
Okay, they have
And then does the other one have another one? It's just.
It's in
I thought it's enough.
They all don't have a number.
No, she's not picking.
Right,
Hey, where's my phone? Hey, let's come to pause in. She's my only option now. For the end, because they're all of them.
You have the link now.
Yeah, I've sent you the link. I'm trying to get back.
Yes. Yeah, this one is. take some time before I start talking this one.
It's okay. You can see, man. It's like
We're on Wi-Fi.
No, it's not blinking. And we're on Wi-Fi, not the.
yeah, but it will swap, right? Once this one connects, it will swap automatically.
Should we mute it?
So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the final presentations of the Entrepreneurship Capstone session. To our guests, and it's good to see a number of alumni members, so welcome and thanks for making it. We have 8 teams that will be pitched to us today. We have teams in the agriculture space. We have teams in the agriculture space. We have teams in the transport industry. We have teams in the hair industry. We have a team in the health industry, and then food. So food, we have snacks, we have delivery, and am I missing anyone? No. So those are the industries in the room. So what's going to happen? Oh yeah, and we have a team that is actually providing a service to teams in through ventures in the agri-processing space. So, yeah. So basically that's what's going to happen. We are live on Hangouts on Air, and I've sent the link out. So when you come here, try to be nice, because they're always looking at you. But basically, we have the team come up and do a 5-minute presentation, a 5-minute pitch of their venture, actually. And then after, we'll go through a 15-minute question and answer session from the evaluators, our guests, and then everyone in the room, basically. And so it is the last, but I see it as the beginning for the teams. So for school, this is ended. But after here, they will be starting these ventures. And so I'm looking forward to feedback that will help them improve upon what they are going to present to us so they can make good use of it after they graduate Ashesi. So thank you all for making it, and let's enjoy the show. First thing coming up is Farm Fresh.
Are you doing the time? No, I don't want it. What are you doing?
You can begin.
Good afternoon.
Turn it on. Turn it on. Come.
Hello.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Denzel Mara, representing Farm Fresh, and thank you all for coming. So Farm Fresh is a grocery shopping and delivery service that provides busy professionals with their grocery needs to their homes or offices at the fastest possible delivery. So the problem we're solving. So Farm Fresh is trying to solve the inconvenience in the grocery shopping experience in that individuals find that they spend a lot of time when they go from market trader to market trader to market trader in order to obtain the best quality produce for their home needs, when now they can come to us. So our customer segment forms individuals who, due to their busy schedules, are not able to obtain their produce or groceries during the weekdays and thus have to do this during the weekends. Due to this, it takes away the time they have to spend time with their farm to do things they enjoy. By operating within the rate area, Farm Fresh has access to a target market of 2,400 busy professionals, and with Greater Accra region, the service addresses available markets of 400,000. So Farm Fresh targets individuals between the middle to high income brackets, and what we essentially provide them is convenience and quality. An average customer can place an order either through WhatsApp or by a phone call. Farm Fresh receives this order, obtains produce from our trusted market traders. The produce is delivered process are being involved in the packaging and delivery of the produce. In terms of our revenue, we're able to mitigate our costs by using a cost plus pricing model, charging a margin on the produce we provide, and also the delivery fee from our aggregated delivery to the range area. So our competitors in the market currently, some of them are Jano and Farmers. What these competitors do differently is that the margins on which they provide on their produce are higher than Farm Fresh. So Farm Fresh provides quality produce at lower margins, and we charge a lower delivery cost of 12 cedis as compared to competitors charging 20 cedis for faster delivery. So key insights after engaging over 20 orders. So Farm Fresh has realized that we have to operate in a relatively cashless system where customers have the opportunity to use mobile money to pay for produce. Also, with the fact that we might end up facing some significant demand orders, we decided to explore outsourcing our delivery to a company named Street Express, which is located close to the Ridge area. We're currently in the process of drafting a contract for that. And the reason why we decided to deal with market traders is because over the course of the whole year, we've interacted with about 333 busy professionals, and 70% of those people have given us information that they're comfortable with using market traders as their source of produce. So Farm Fresh is currently within a resegmented market, and the way we intend to attract customers and demand, firstly, is for individuals within various companies we intend to send flyers and emails to the various intranets to create awareness. Secondly, for our currently existing clients, we intend to provide them with weekly SMS health tips and for information on various produce that are in season at various points in order to provide them the best quality at the lowest price. So our year one goals for Range is to capture 50% of the market. That's 1,200. And we intend to also engage in bi-weekly company-to-company interactions, which will double as our customer creation and also the firms or the ventures various launches. Here we intend to interact heavily with our clients to further understand their need and also give them information on how we can provide them with value. So with the year one revenue projection of 315 CDs and a first year cost of 313,600 Ghana cedis, we provide a profit. We obtain a projected profit of 1,400 cedis. Using the free cash flow valuation method, we have an NPV of 161,089 cedis with a business value of 250,000. This is all at year 5. Farm Fresh is currently offering 20%. The Farm Fresh team involves Joseph Boazing, Eric Namin, Omayeli, Sarah Haji, and myself, Denzel. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much. So we'll go through the 15-minute Q&A. You can call for the microphone or you can get time.
First of all, congratulations on your project. My question relates to your point about the lower margin. How confident are you that you can provide this service at a lower margin than your competitors? First of all, what justifies their high margins, and how do you know for sure that you can meet that? Because it sounds like you're also providing the service faster than your competitors. So how are you going to do that, Chico?
All right, so currently we are in combination with Street Express, which is located close to Malacca, where we intend to locate. And we are also trying to establish relationship with market women so that we can buy from them at a lower price. We are also collecting data so that we can get aggregate demand, and then from there we can buy in bulk, thereby be able to negotiate on the prices. So with the delivery service being closer, we hope to cut down on the total cost involved in delivery, thereby be able to achieve the 12 Cs we intend to charge, and then the margin we intend to put on the produce.
Congratulations once again. I'd like to find out, I see that you're targeting range. Why? Not that wrong. I don't know what's the thinking behind range. Why not any other place? You say market traders, do you mean like the market? I think the last thing that I want to find out what exactly about your operations would make it more efficient, charge lower. So you talk about negotiating with the career and the market traders. What about your operations will justify, will make you, more efficient than the competitors to charge lower? And why do you want to charge lower?
Okay, so I'll start with your question of why reach. So over the year, like doing a project where people that form a market, our target market, that's people who are in the middle to high income bracket. And Rachel is a location which has quite a number of offices that give us the ideal location we're looking for to actually pilot our project and also use them as the first point of delivery. And then the second question about the market. So we actually interacted with some other people who are in a competitive space, so some of our competitors, and the reason and how they do their margin allocation is they just average different costs and they just put, there's actually no formula to their addition, just put different margins on it so as to be able to make profit as much as possible. But with us, we reduce that, and that also answers the third question because we're trying to get loyal customers as fast as we can. So that when they are with us and we know they are loyal to us and they patronize us, and delivering to them is important.
Okay, so we also realized the 70% margin, that's the margin we currently put on the produce. Really just be within the first year. We're trying to gather or obtain as many customers as possible because in the space we operate in numbers mean everything to us. In order to reduce costs, in order to gain bulk purchase, we need a significant amount of orders. That's the margin. But we realized that we can engage in margin expansion, giving customer perception of value adds at some point. So as much as possible within the first year, lower margins, but trying to give them as much value as possible. Potentially within the second, third, or fourth year, we slowly expand our margins by also reducing our costs if we're buying in bulk and have a better understanding of our demand.
Yeah, so congratulations once again. How do you deal with food safety, that's food security, making sure that the food is okay before it gets to the customer? And number two, they're dealing with food stuffs, right? Some of them are very seasonal. So how do you deal with that as well when you are high season, off season? And what is the price? How are you? Okay, so it's seasonality. That is why we update our customers on current foods that are in season. And also using cost plus price, we will be able to reflect the prices on the market so that customers will be able to pay, because most customers know about the various prices of the ability them to know that this is in season, this is out of season. It's to keep them.
I just want to follow up on the sales question. What quality checks have you put in place on the producer side?
So with regards to the city aspect of our operations, we actually signed up with sort of formulated contracts with these specific supplier sort of with regards to the specific benchmark with regards to quality. Okay, so an example would be, for example, cucumber. We have an agreement whereby if we're sourcing from you and the cucumber has been on display for more than 3 days, we're unlikely to take it or purchase it from you. So that's
I guess a related question is, so how do you know it's been on display for more than 3 days? We're talking about traders in the market. So how will you guarantee, your name, the name of your company is fresh, so I'm assuming that you're almost guaranteeing that the fruits will be fresh. So what is the guarantee, or what is the measure that you see in place to ensure?
Yes, okay, so to ensure quality, like you said, the produce doesn't move straight from the market to the final consumer. We have a processing and packaging plant close to the market where when procurement team purchases the things it comes. So they're able to actually inspect the produce and see if of the quality that meets our standard as a business before we deliver it to the final consumer.
So also in terms of procurement, given that we wouldn't always be in the market, and that's very relevant, we decided to obtain or start searching for individuals who will be the source of our procurement within the market. So these might be, for example, market traders who are around, they know produce that has been on the market for long amounts of times, and those that will be able to tell or notice these things better than we do. So they would be, for example, an order comes in, we inform them, they source the orders, and we obtain them, then we deliver after we package them. So we feel that to an extent, of course, we'll be paying them on an order basis. So the order will receive a commission on obtaining the produce. So we believe that to an extent that might deal with the issue of freshness or trust in regards to the produce we obtain.
The only issue with that is the amount of time you have to wait until you get an order to that process. That increases your delivery time. So the time between order and actual delivery, you have to go through the process of verification.
Just to address that, that's actually very true, and we realized that was an issue currently, given that at this very point we don't have enough demand information. Potentially in the third or fourth year, or even the second year, we might have good enough information on demand and times in order to address that. So currently, what we've done to protect ourselves of that, is to put a cap on the time at which we receive orders for a day. So potentially, you can place an order on a Monday if you want to receive it on a Tuesday, but by Tuesday you can't place an order by a specific time if you want to receive that order that day. By doing that, we sort of manage our lead time in between procurement and delivery so that we don't compromise on any of our clients' times, because we're delivering to offices for the most part. So these people are leaving office at specific times. There's traffic in our car. They don't want to be waiting for us to deliver our produce before they leave. So we intend to get there on time at all times.
You just mentioned you're going to put a cap on the audience, right? So 2 days before delivery, you're going to put it in the order.
So that means on the time. Sorry.
On the time of order.
The time of order.
Yes. So then how is it continuing? Because you mentioned your part of the value proposition was to do it. That's the first question. The second question is you plan to have the 50% of the market. That's 1,200 customers in the first year. And you plan to do like that.
Okay, so I'll see your second question first on how we plan to capture half of our market. So like you said, we will launch, so it's a whole program where we have bi-weekly campaigns. So bi-weekly we go to different offices, interact with their employees, and try as much as possible to capture them from that particular program. And with the first question on the time, so most people in the space right now actually do next day delivery. We are one of the few people doing same day delivery. And with the other company that does same day delivery, they have a couple of hours time at 12 p.m. But we've shifted it to 1 p.m. So that we'll be able to to actually procure your order and then actually package it and process to you the same day before you leave office, say 4 to 5.
What I wanted to ask you, especially when you talk about standards, that on what basis do you measure standards? The reason why I'm asking that is that there are people who want to sell pineapples to go clean, and they are particular standards. So I don't know if you have a way of establishing standards that can enforce curriculum. That's my first question.
So with that, there's a research institute in Accra that we've been introduced to that takes these things. So then what we plan to do is to take samples of each produce from a sample to establish if it's okay, if it meets the standards set for even the Ghanaian market. So then from that, and as time goes on, when we expand, then we'll try to procure for different places to be able to use international standards. So that's expand the algorithm.
The other question is this: what is the source? I mean, how can you speak for the source of executing this, for example, knowing that most of it is water? And what is the quality of water to do the process itself?
I don't get the question.
What I'm saying is this: if you look at cucumber, a lot of it is water. So where it's grown, how do we testify to the quality of the water and where these particular things? Are you looking at? Yeah.
Okay, so with the people we are procuring from, so in markets, there's like with every particular producer, there's like markets, there's people who bring involved and actually sublet to other traders. So those are the people we are actually speaking with them. They know the source of this produce. So then part of our next steps, that is after Ashesi, is to actually go with some of these traders to show us these places where they actually secure the produce from, so that then we are guaranteed of the environment in which the produce are grown.
So we realized that one of the main value propositions for various quality in the industry, we have to ensure substandards are met. Currently, these are some of the measures we're trying to look into. We're trying to look into being able to go to these sources that even the market women are going to, in order to guarantee as much as possible that the product we're giving to our customer segment is actually as quality as possible. So yes, we're going to take a lot of these things into consideration. Thank you.
So we can take one last question and then move on.
Good job with the business so far. Your structure is sound and it's clean. Now a small question about competition. You mentioned you have two competitors. Well, those are the major ones. Okay. Because in the food space, there's quite a number of people who are getting into this. A lot of them are going with technology, crowdfunding, companies, and the rest. I like that you're trying to differentiate with price and speed, and I guess the quality too. Okay, but you know the scenario when you get into a commodity, you become a commodity differentiation. You don't differentiate only by things that other people can do. If you do that, you get into a situation where your margins will start diminishing very quickly, and you get into a very evaluation. So imagine I'm a customer. What is your brand differentiation? How will you sell to me? What makes you different from everybody else apart from price, speed, and convenience? Because experience matters a lot. It's no longer about the economics matter. It has to be sound, but those are the basis. What's your brand message?
Like you said, we need to position ourselves differently. A value-based brand where, like we said, we try to get loyal customers who actually stay with us because of the value perceived from engaging with us as a business. So that's how come we have personalized messages being sent to these people. We are able to send them recipes. And we're actually looking at a plan where we have a nutritionist on board where through us you can have access to these nutrition services. So there's actually extra services that we are adding on to be able to give these people is rolling out a customer loyalty strategy where receiving referral discount, loyalty packages, this do always. But all of that is in the medium to long term. Yeah.
So thank you very much. So what up is next?
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yes. It's working. Okay.
Hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. My name is Kenneth Owusu, and I'm representing Bottle Up. So I'm going to talk about somebody called Kwesi. Kwesi is a food processor who works in Ghana, and due to inefficiencies in the food processing industry, has problems with packaging. Currently, there are three major solutions to this. The first one is plastic bottles. However, there's a problem with plastic bottles. They are permeable. This means that the shelf life of products in plastic bottles is reduced, as well as the taste of the products in the plastic bottle. Next, we have vitamin bottles. These are collected by local rural boys from the streets of Accra, from trash bags, from anywhere they can. The problem with this is that there's an irregular supply of these bottles, and the products are aged of an average of about 10 years. This raises the risk of contamination. Next, we have a few glass suppliers in Accra. These are small scale. The problem with this, however, is that there's an irregular supply, as well as a high cost of bottles. Bottles go for about 4.5 Ghana cedis per bottle. So Kwesi is one person, but he represents the 51 people we have interviewed in the field, who on average need about 500 bottles a month. So this goes to our total addressable market of 200 processors. But we are going to only target 30 of those who recognize the need for glass packaging to help with their solution. So what is Bottle Up to people like Kwesi? So to small and medium scale food processors, Bottle Up serves as a trusted partner in the design as well as prolong the taste of their products. Furthermore, Bottle Up helps customers acquire maximum value from their product on the market by providing a recollecting service in order to reduce the environmental impact of their operations. So what are we going to do? First, we are going to source these bottles. We are going to source two main types of bottles because we are aiming to start lean. These bottles are going to be the sugar bottles. They are going to be the fruit juice bottles. And we are going to source these from China with partnerships from shipping agencies as well as the glass producers. So when we get these bottles, we are going to tag them with a brightly colored label to mark them as Bottle Up bottles. What we are going to do is that we are going to supply these to small and medium scale food processors at a price of 1.5 per fruit juice bottle and 3.5 Ghana cedis per sugar bottle. After this, we will then recollect these bottles from outlets such as filling station marts for a price for 5 peso incentives and with a recollection rate of 30%. So we shall recollect these bottles, sterilize these bottles, and then sell it back to these producers at the prices of 1.5 Ghana cedis and 3.5 Ghana. And this is money that is coming right into the pocket. So what is this? Because of our business model is cyclical, there's a consistent supply, an extended shelf life, reduced risk of contamination, competitive pricing, and improved product quality. So how Bottle Up reaches customers is that we go directly to food processors. We tell them about Bottle Up and then educate them about the benefits of using this bottle. When we go there, we give them a catalog with the various bottles that they can use. So, and working with them, we supply them with bottles which will fulfill their requirements. So we want to test our bottles. We've given it to 4 different food processors, and one of them is even in this class. I will come and show you the bottles that they are using. So we have validated that that was to reduce the risk of contamination. They extend the shelf life of the products and then give the product a great taste, which they can testify to. What we need to finish is the recollection model. We need to finish recollecting the model so that we can reliably supply food processors and reduce the environmental impact they have. So what we need, of what Bottle Up does, is that we go to food processors. We need to educate them. We'll cross valleys, we'll climb mountains to educate them. So Bottle Up is going to be viable Bottles fall to 1.59, source and supply. We sell them for 3.5, and the next profit is 1.91. Let's just bottle. Or even to these bottles. 1.35 to source these bottles and supply the bottles. 1.5 to what we sell them for, and the next profit of 0.25. Bottle makes money. Every single year, we make more than 20,000 CDs per year. From the first year to the second year, profits are going to increase by 10%. The following year, they're going to increase by 25%. You ask why? In the second year, in the third year, we're going to expand our portfolio. We're going to get more bottles. We're going to supply to more people. That 63,500. We use this to multiply. And this gave us a value of business 204,440. And we're going to require an initial startup profit of 127,150. And a proposed offering for 92,000 Ghana cedis for 45% of the money. Thank you, and welcome to the Bottle Asset Series.
So we can take questions now.
All right, thank you very much for your presentation. I have three things perhaps that you are promising your customers. The first is that your bottles will extend shelf life, better taste, and reduction of contamination. Based on your presentation, I think I'm convinced that can reduce contamination. But I'm not convinced about the first two, shelf life and better taste. I think that your bottles are made of some material that's going to improve the taste and shelf life. I can't get that.
Okay, so when we're looking at bottles as what we're trying to compare our product to is the current packaging solutions that we have in the general market. The biggest one being the plastic bottles. Right? Plastic has been so plastic, according to the research that we have, plastic bottle is permeable. And one of the basic things that causes food to spoil faster or to reduces the shelf life of the food product is the fact that oxygen and other gases can get to the packaging material and then react to the product and then you have the product getting spoiled fast. So that's the problem that you have with plastic, is permeable. Well, operating the glass bottles, as of now, that's the packaging solution we're offering, and it's really not permeable. So once you pack your product, you can be sure that for a long, you'll have a long and extended shelf life. And the people we're targeting are actually small scale to medium scale food processors. And these people struggle with, okay, I've just started my company and I've put my product out there. Not so many people know me because I'm not a big brand. So my product needs to be on the shelf longer because I need to make money out of it. It's going to be actually going to be there for a longer period because people don't know the brand. But in order to maximize the fact that I put a product out there, I need a prolonged shelf life so that when someone goes and sees my product, even if they buy it after 2 months, it's still okay. So the other thing was, you mentioned taste. So plastic is known to react to the products that people package. So let's say, for instance, most of the fruit juice processors in Ghana, when they're doing natural organic juice, they have to boil their product before packaging. And the heat in itself causes plastic chemicals to react to the product that we have in the plastic bottle. So with the glass bottle we're offering, that reaction is not possible because glass is not porous.
I think it will enhance your marketing. For example, put numbers to this. For comparative your bottles and plastic ones, how much longer the product in terms of shelf life?
You have a sample that's good here. Anything that is helpful your personalization with your bottles. And I come as a vendor and say, I want my bottle in a particular shape. I'll get it So currently we're not offering customization, but when we expand, when we scale up, we'll try and factor in designs and customization of customers. But we provide the variety of bottles from China. But at the moment, we only have one particular bottle. But with our bottle, we have like 2 different types. So shisha bottles and fruit juice.
Okay, your bottles come with sealants because when I go for the plastic bottles, they are done in such a way that when you seal it, it's obvious that they haven't been opened. Because is there going to be a way that someone can tell that okay, this bottle hasn't been tampered with, and so therefore the product is safe?
Yes, thank you very much for your comments. With our arrangements with our supplier in China, we shall ensure that we attach sealants with what that we say for you. That when it comes, assure that it hasn't been opened before, then we shall.
Based on my experience with a friend, so she has a product that she sells and she uses glass bottles. And unfortunately, she had the opportunity of maybe people coming to her and telling her, I like your packaging. But most of the people that come to her intend on buying her product and reselling it as their own. So she's always not willing to tell people where she gets her bottles from. How therefore are you going to ensure that you get referrals from your people without the fear of them exposing where they are sourced and therefore engaging their market or their opportunities in the market?
Yeah, we have an online presence. So what we do, we have a website where we have our products, and we also have Instagram videos and social medias and LinkedIn where our products will be out there to the market.
Also, because the business venture, we are going directly to the customers. So we are going by post to all the customers with marketing materials, tell them what to do with brochures, and then with our prices and all of that. So we'll go to them directly because the business. And also, sorry, third question. And also with our bottles, we have a brightly colored label on all of our bottles, which are advertised to the public. So if you see this bottle with a brightly colored label on it, to sell the bottle that you are associated with that business, and then we can reconnect it from there.
I'm trying to understand your vision. Is it a situation where you want to introduce bottles in lieu of the plastics? Because the plastics contaminate the environment?
Is that the idea? Yes, it's one of the ideas. We are also trying to improve the existing glass packaging solutions to the food processing industry. So that's alongside the plastic packaging.
The other question I wanted to ask you, if you look at Blue Sky, for example, do you think they can choose to replace the plastics with glass bottles?
With our glass bottles?
Yeah, or with glass bottles, period.
To my understanding, I think Blue Sky has glass bottles. But again, I think Blue Sky has glass bottles too. They have glass bottles.
But I've never seen it on the market.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, can you come again with the question?
Okay, the question I'm asking is this. You know Blue Skies,
yes.
the foods, okay, good. Do you see the possibility of them eliminating plastics and going for the bottles for their, to store their foods for to market?
So that will depend on whether Blue Skies has a vision that is aligned towards ours. For instance, if they are looking towards environmental sustainability and reducing environmental degradation due to the plastic that they use, and they want to align with us, then we want to
So bottles should be better than the plastics.
Blue Skies is not our typical customers because they're big already. We're targeting small to medium scale. But then that does not stop us from approaching them and telling them what they do.
Yeah, okay. The last question I have for you is this. What about the weight factor? You know, many times when you look at the market and you want to look at the weight, so plastics don't weigh as much as glass. Would that be a problem for your venture?
We took this into consideration when we were even getting the bottles from China, because when they are being shipped with the weight, there are various transport costs, there are increased transport costs. However, we paid all our expenses at $1 to 60. So there's a margin of facts to take into consideration factors such as weight to increase transportation costs. This means that we can turn profits even though weight is a factor that's contributing to costs.
And also with regards to our customers, we haven't thought about the weight of the products, the increase in the weight of the customers' products.
Well, the last point is that if you look at parents are more comfortable with plastics. So when they drop, they don't break. So are these considerations, especially in households where there are children?
We understand that concern. It was one of the issues that people raised when we approached them to try and determine whether customers would want to move to glass bottles. So there is a pushback from some people who feel that, okay, I like plastic because of the convenience of it not breaking. But then there are also people who are concerned about their health and how the taste of their product is, and who are willing to actually buy glass packaged products. So those are the people we target.
So we have an online audience, and there's a question here, so I'll just quickly read it out and then bring it back. The practice of recycling glass bottles is very popular in the beer industry in the US. Did you explore this market in Ghana, and what did you find? And how does it impact your venture?
Okay, so we actually, when we were thinking about the recollection model in Ghana, our advisor, Dr. Sarah, told us to visit petrol stations to establish partnerships with them. So what we did is we approached close to 9 petrol station marts. When we walk to petrol station like Goyle and others, we always find that they have mini marts in the petrol station. And we talked to them about establishing recollection points, because some of these petrol stations are based so with the people saying that, oh, okay, we are willing for you to do this, it's not a big problem, so long as you pay us something per bottle. So what people are asking for was 0.5, 50 pesos per bottle. And we're actually willing to pay that much because we perceive gaining more value from the recollection model. So the problem would be with the recollection is, how do we convince people then to bring bottles that belong to us after we supply it in the market back to the recollection point, so that we can then sterilize them and reintroduce them back into the market? So that for us is a cost with advertising, and we have to do a lot of educational videos and also outreach programs to get people to understand why we're talking about recollection, because that's where most of our values and business is going to come from.
So I really enjoyed the presentation. Great job. My question is, you guys see that majority of your values when you come from the recollection?
Yes.
So with the financials you showed us, the breakdown of the unit economics you showed us, did that include the recollection?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is this: that if still about glass and costs, right? So you guys will sample the chairs. We have plastic, we have glass. The glass is more expensive. So have you considered the cost implication on your clients? How does it affect their business model? So you've explained that it doesn't really affects your business model much in terms of your profits and your cash flows. But then how does it, you consider how it affects their business model, how it affects their pricing? Is it the average? What's the average? Price?
Okay, so for our current customers, when they are sourcing plastic bottles, the average price is 80 pesos to 1 Ghana cedi. We are selling our glass bottles for 160 pesos. So in our marketing campaign, we are going to convince them on why glass is better for their products, so that they will pay 50 pesos higher than what they currently pay if they're using plastic bottles. And with the returnable bottles as well, the major supply of glass bottles in Ghana is quite old returnable bottles.
So I get that. You can convince them to pay. Yes, but will their customers pay them for that increased price that they have to pass on to their customers? So that's what I'm looking at.
So from our research into the, especially the food processors market, because we approach an organization that is trying to get glass bottles to their members, what they say but because they're selling natural products, they won't even move outside the boundaries of Ghana into other countries. So one of their main impediments is the fact that they use plastic bottles. And that's what their chairman mentioned to us. And so they've been in conversation with a few other investors to bring glass bottle manufacturing back to Ghana. But that hasn't happened. Many promises have been made. So we're coming in as a trader who actually has realized that they have a problem and they have acknowledged that they have a problem. So the fact that they're willing to move to glass and we've offered them a better price than what they currently have in the market, then I think for them, they already have that cost consideration into their own margins.
So time's up, I will take the last two comments briefly and then, yeah.
So I have two questions, but one is around, again, a follow-up to the question about the sealer. So since you're recollecting the bottles, that means that you will then do the seal, perform that process yourself in order to resell the bottle. Have you taken that into consideration? Your original answer said that you would get that essentially from the suppliers in China. But since that you have to do that yourself, and clearly the recollecting of the bottles is a big part of your business model, have you taken that into consideration? And the second question very quickly is, how confident are you, or have you done any research to figure out if your customers would be okay with you branding the bottles with white labels?
Thank you very much for the question. I'll address the first question. So our current recollection costs involve the cost of sterilizing the bottles and the cost of transportation back from the recollection outlets to us and then back to the suppliers. We haven't taken into consideration the cost, the extra cost involved in the resealing of the bottles, so we'll take that into consideration.
So take the last question, the last thing. Okay, hold on, let's do this. Two, okay.
Right. In answer to one question, you stated that you are going to go to them, in reference to the collectors. Now, how are you going to do it? Are you having sales canvases go there? And is that factored in your financials, the cost of these sales canvases who are going to go to these collectors? And either collect or return your bottles. That's number one. Number two is your entire marketing strategy seems to be a bit heightened for the audience or the customer, your target audience. You are looking at small scale collectors. And then you are talking about Instagram and websites and this and that and that. Have you really done an analysis of the media habits of these collectors and therefore your tools are appropriate to them?
You were asking because the consumers of these products are going to be sparse and distributed. That's why we're going to go through Instagram, traditional media, TV, every traditional media in order to go and access them. But then in terms of the small to medium scale food processors, what we're doing is that we're physically walking to them. I also there was a piece of paper with the products that we offer, the bottles that we offer. So we go to them and then show them the benefits of each product. So we sit with them and explain.
That go to them, who's doing that?
Okay, we have a sales force. We have a sales force.
Are their cost factored in?
Yes, we do. We have a more detailed financial statements. So thank you very much.
Okay, so going on what he asked, it's more about the cost. You mentioned that the second year and third year we're making a lot more money. Yeah, so I'm wondering, is that from the savings you do from recycling the bottles? Okay, if that is from the savings, then I have a follow-up question. The reclamation process is going to be the cost of collecting them cleaning them, and then transporting them back to yourself, or transporting back to them, wherever you need to take them, without the sealing. So I'm asking, is that cheaper than just importing new ones from China?
So currently, it costs 0.24 NSCD per bottle at the rate of 60,000 bottles, which we seek to sell in the next year.
So it's cheaper. Keep the cleaning yourself. Yes, please. Keep the cleaning yourself. Yes, please. The products of cleaning, you can guarantee that it's completely sterile.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you very much. So now the head tech team.
So, welcome. Before I commence my presentation today, I would like to thank our advisors, Mr. Smith Kumsin and Mr. Bimpong, as well as Dr. Sene Japon, for helping us through our journey to our project venture. I am Brian Kusiohini Achampong, the head of marketing at the Heritage team, and today I present our flagship product, the Comb Duo. So, our industry is our passion, and that's how we began. First, we were interested in seeing what we can do with the beauty industry. And for this, we wanted to look into management systems for salons. But we realized that there existed a gap in the actual hair care industry as well. And so we looked further into the different types of hair that exist. These are straight, wavy, curly, and afro-textured hair. For the first three, there are products like the curly comb and the hydro brush to serve your needs. But when it comes to afro-textured hair, there's a big question mark. And we were curious about this question mark, but we wanted to know, is this question mark valuable? And so here, we have the value of the hair care industry. This is worth $85.2 billion, with the African market being worth $4.52 billion. And so we knew that we could make some really good money from following our passion. And so we wanted to look into the market and see how much we are actually targeting. The Accra market of women who have natural hair and sell them is 700,000 people, and this is where we are. And so we wanted to identify what their problems are. And these are the pain points of applying oil to their hair while grooming, the problem of oily hands during the process, as well as it being a time-consuming nature. We had over 500 interviews to collect this data and also received more than 800 respondents from online surveys. And we wanted to look at the products in the market that were solving this problem. We have Salon Care, which is the most popular brand, and generic oil bottles. But the problem is they only solve the first problem of applying oil to the scalp. You still have oily hands, and it's still a time-consuming process. And so this is where we come in with our solution, the Comb Duo product. This is a multifunctional detangling comb that allows you to simultaneously apply oil while detangling your hair for afro-textured hair keepers. Our MVP had several stages. We had posters, we made cardboard combs, we had 3D prototypes, and went all the way to Achimota to meet carvers. And here we landed with the Comb Duo. This is our 3D simulation. The product consists of 3 parts. To control the amount of oil going through the comb. And then we have the main base where the oil flows through. And then we have the porosity through which the oil will connect to the hair. In this next slide, you can see the parts label. And then we have complementary oil products. These are premium oils. We have castor oil, and we also have pure coconut oil. And each of these oil products will be designed and given complementary with our comb, and also sold separately. So for our sales and marketing, in launching our products, we are going to have the Love Your Afro campaign. We are doing it at the Accra Mall on 6th July, and all of you are cordially invited. We are going to have bloggers, we are going to have specialist exhibitions, and also gain great traction with our product. In terms of our sales strategies, we have 3 channels, through wholesalers, to retailers, and then to customers. Also, we sell through our Heritage team website, as well as through our retailers. In terms of our marketing strategy, we have our website, wholesalers and retailers. For these two, we want to be more convincing So I am going to go there myself and talk to them. But when it comes to our website, we are going to use our social media pages, affiliate marketing, as well as influencers in the apple texture hair industry. As we move on, in terms of our financials, we can see the valuation of our business for our revenue. This is 58,000. Our condo is priced at 50 cities, and our oil products are priced at 5 cities, and we'll be selling them at, the cost is 20 and 5 cities. We're selling at 50 and 50 cities respectively. Our total expenses, we got an invoice from a manufacturer in China through Alibaba, Nemo Rabina, and the invoice gave us a cost of 45,400. So we'll be making a net income of 10,951. In terms of the valuation of our business is worth 331,816 Ghana cedis, and our offering is 30%, with authorized shares of 2 million and issue shares of 1,500,000, with our funding consisting of 60% equity, 40% debt. Why do we exist? We exist to hear our customers tell us. It feels like running my fingers through my hair. We exist to hear our customers tell us. It's a whole different way to care for hair, and I'm in love with it. For the Comte Duo, we want to build hair excellence in the African hair grooming industry, and how we plan to do this is to innovate. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being part of the experience.
So we are open for questions. Okay, I have a question for the ladies. Do any of you have an account? Have you tried it? Okay. What's your feedback about the product? Okay, have you considered the possibility of producing this in Ghana rather than shipping from outside? And how much will that cost you if you want to produce right here in Ghana?
Thank you. So from our research, when we were looking for people that actually produce the comb in Ghana, from the people we spoke to, there's no actual manufacturing corporation in the country, and they don't even have the machines to produce it. So if we're going to do so, it would be on a very small scale, and that's going to increase our cost. They'll be charging us 150 cedis per one comb. And if that's our cost price, our selling price, we won't make money. And so that's why we looked abroad to find cheaper alternatives.
So let's say I'm interested in investing in a business. Unfortunately, I do not have the amount of money you're asking. So let's say I can connect you with the community. I can help you in terms of providing insight and counsel and I have ideas that can help you expand beyond Ghana. So far as you are serious, within 1 year, what will you be offering? So what will we be offering you in terms of the percentage? Yes. Okay, so we're offering 20% as our offering for investors. And that amount is about 99,000 dollars. And that's the total amount we're offering to our investors. So if I get you 99,000 dollars, whether it's cash or it's worth equity or whatever, I will get that percentage. Yeah.
The presentation was very too fast for me, so forgive me for that. But if we were to speak to a 6-year-old kid, what do you tell them about what this project is? Let's get someone else to do it. Who hasn't spoken? Okay, take it easy. You know what I'm talking about? What I'm saying is the presentation was very too fast for me. So pretend that you are in one classroom and you are trying to tell them what your product is. How would you do it?
Okay, so our product is a product that our product is allowing our target market to be able to apply for while applying. Also find it very difficult to comb their hair at times. And also when they go to the salon, they cry when the hair stylist is working on their hair. So how I'm going to tell Ashesi, okay, is do you want a stress-free way of looking very beautiful without having to go through all the pains of stretching your hair out of your hair pores, and also be able to apply oil to your hair and make it very beautiful.
The reason why I'm asking you this is that you're surprised the influence that kids have on their parents. And that's also a demographic that they have to take into consideration. You know, many times, some parents are more interested in the upkeep of their own children, getting ready for school and so on, than they themselves. So what I'm saying is that's another market that we're doing. But you have to tone it down a bit. It's too sophisticated for a lot of us, or some of us to understand. But tone it down so that the market woman can understand what you're talking about. So that's all I'm saying. You know what I told President Akufo the other time? Go for the doors too much. Cut it down so that the common people can understand you. And the common people are most of the people in this country. So these are my contributions for you. Thank you very much.
With due respect to the last commenter, I think a woman would understand your presentation more easily than a man. I found it very persuasive. But I'd like to know how many people actually tried your code, and I'd also like to know the basis for your revenue quest projection. Yes, it's very optimistic to me.
Okay, so I would start with how many people tried our comb. So for the first cardboard model we did of the comb, to get people to see how the grooming experience of holding the comb will be, we had about 30 people try it. So we went around the campus, gave people the comb to try so that they can tell us about how the texture will be. And then when we finally designed this model, we can actually allow oil to flow through the comb. We met with 10 different women, and we let them try to see how it works, combing the hair and having the oil move through the comb. In terms of our projections, I'll give it to our finance director.
So for the sales figures, we visited a number of salons, and we realized that the average number of people that visit natural hair salons is about 30 people. And so we tried finding how much this would be considering all the salons we have in Accra. And then also from research, we realized about 43% of these are going natural in Ghana. And so that's how come we were able to predict for our sales figures.
I'm still I'd like to know a few things. The oil that is there, you manufacture?
Yes.
Okay. Have you taken it for approval? Any kind of guarantees that you have approval?
Not yet. These are just samples of.
Okay, and the comb, have you patented it or have any kind of a price to send it?
So we are going to patent the design of the comb in China where we are producing it, and eventually patent it in Ghana as well. And so what we are going to patent is the regulation structure, because that's truly what makes the comb unique, the fact that it can control the oil flow.
I'm careful about patenting in China. Also, the comb, can you regulate the flow of oil?
Yes. So we have three different regulators. So we have three different regulators in the comb, and so they decide how much oil actually flows through the comb. So if I go here to the slide where we show our product, you can see each of them. Okay, so that's right here. So these are the three different regulators. So based on how much oil you want to use, it's up to you to control.
Okay, because I'm worried about too much oil. This can also get an issue if you are very sensitive face. I consider approving getting these things done before you go to market. Because as it stands, anybody can do what you do. Anybody in the audience, you can just decide to produce it, and I can pay it and do nothing about it. So I consider a really good way to market. Because as a client, you can't simply invest because you can't go to market.
So congrats. And my question has to do, you mentioned something about time. Did you, or how long will it take to use your home as compared to using your fingers? You said yes, will reduce the time used, but how many minutes, hours, or how long will it take? Secondly, with the cost. You said they are dealing with the wholesalers, right? So if you are giving it to wholesalers at 20 cedi and they are selling it at 50 cedi, are you saying, like, let's use palm oil for example, every retailer should sell it at 1 cedi or 1 cedi 50 pesos, or if I give it to you at 50 cedis, you can sell it 60, 70, 80, 100. That's my question. Thank you.
Okay, so I'd like to answer the question of the time. So through our validation process, we went through the routines of various people in our target market throughout the architecture. And with a combination of with the applying oil separately and also trying to do the comb to the tangle, it took more time than combining the process. So our product combined the process of applying the oil and also detangling the hair.
Mine has to do with the exact time. So if I'm using my hand and the cream, I use 20 or 30 minutes. Using your comb, what time will I use? Will I use 2 minutes? Will I use 1 minute or 30 seconds?
Okay, so this is something that we didn't go into details into, but then we came to the conclusion after we looked at the process that our own took less time. But we didn't exactly measure that, okay, it takes this amount of time to use our phone to achieve this result. And your other question, right?
And the reason to sell the final consumers as 50. But when we are selling directly to the retailers, we are selling it to them at 40 cedis. They don't sell at 50 cedis. So when you are selling to wholesalers, our profit is 14 cedis, but for retailers, our profit is 20 cedis. And when we are selling directly to the final consumer, we get the entire profit of 30 cedis.
So you sell to the final consumer.
Yeah, on our
so from
website.
the retailer to the final consumer, is the price fixed for them to sell? And so I'm selling to my final consumers at less than 50 cedis. So as a retailer, I also supposed to sell to them at 50 cedis.
Yes.
That's your question. I think your first question, I think it's very good insights that we will consider in the future to increase the interest of investors.
Thank you.
What I'd like to say is a follow-up to what the lady said. As I see the product, you are trying to solve a problem which most people face when they are managing their hair. The current system means that it takes long time to detangle the hair, and then also in the process of oiling, you don't get, maybe you can't get a bit oil. So this is what this blue thing is supposed to do, is to improve the current situation. Now, we had a lady and wife say right now how perfect the price the product is for them. But I think it will help you, maybe at the stage, especially or advertising, if you could have some visuals, like you take a scenario where a lady or customer is using the existing situation, highlighting the difficulty, and then you match it against another visual presentation that shows the use of this product. And then it captures the exact timing saved, the time saved using this product, as well as the other benefits. I think this will raise your pitch to the extent that people actually see that it's just not at all, but it's not due. So maybe you need to factor in somewhere along the line
your candidates. Thank you very much for the feedback.
So a question from our online audience. What is the size of the addressable market in Ghana? Do you have an estimate of the number of stylists in Ghana?
Total addressable market is the number of individuals who self-manage their natural hair, which is about 5 million in Ghana. But then we narrowed down to Accra, which is 12 million for the total addressable market. But then the same addressable market is the number of people who self-groom their natural hair in Ghana. That's the same. The total is rather the number of people who have natural hair in Ghana. And then we are targeting 700,000 people in Accra.
But do you have the number of hairstylists? So this is the people who use it. But do you have the number of stylists as well?
No.
You don't? Okay. Okay.
My question is around your product development process. Can you elaborate on where you are with that? So is this prototype represent the most advanced prototype that you have? And what are the costs and time involved in getting from where you are now to the completed product? And have you taken into consideration what the cost of iterating on that design and development is going to be?
So currently, this product that we have is a product that has gone through various iterations. So first, we had a comb. We had a 3D model of a comb that had teeth detachable, and we have various detachable teeth to serve different aspects of our target market. But we went back to our target, and we said it's going to be too complicated to use. So whenever we design, we take feedback from our customers. And whenever we take feedback, we go to good designers. So we also designed one that is more like a wide sheet comb, where the handle is on the side rather than handle from the top. And then we also had problems when we tested the prototype with cardboard. Yeah. So currently, this is the model that we have up to the time, up to the customer engagement that we've had. That we are going to have 3 buttons for the regulator to regulate the oil in intervals. So if you want more oil to come out, this is how you do it. So yeah, at this point, this is the model that we have. But as to the cost, is the iteration.
So we are estimating the product design cost to be around 2,500, and then for product development, 3,600. And then for the mold of the comb, it will be 8,400 for now.
But that's assuming you have, essentially that's like one shot, right? So you have one shot to get it right. But if, for example, there's a problem with that that model, then you need another mold, for example. That's true.
So congratulations for having this far. 2 questions. The first one is that knowing what I know about ladies, they are very sensitive about what oil they use on their hair. And they tend to be attached to a particular oil. So I'm wondering whether you should not just focus on the comb so that the comb is able to adapt any oil, the flexibility of using different oils based on what people's preferences are, rather than trying to do the oil as well as the comb. So that's the first one. The second one is that who are the product champions? You know, if you take spare parts, for instance, if you want to promote spare parts, the best place to promote spare parts are also kind. Okay? If you want to promote hair products, I think that the hairdressers and the hairstylists are the people that are your target. And they are the people who will champion the product. They will make the product well known. I don't know how much work is done with these stylists, I mean, throughout your product development. So 2 things. I mean, why don't you focus on the comb so that the comb has the flexibility of using the oils that the ladies are already used to, and 2, who are the product champions?
Thank you for your questions. So yes, when we started our project, we were just focusing on the comb, but we realized that with the comb, once you buy one, it's going to be of good quality, and you're probably going to use it for about 3 years. And that means that we wouldn't be making as much money frequently. So the point of the oil is to increase the frequency of our revenue stream. So for the oil, through our research of talking to over 500 women, we discovered that coconut oil is the one they use the most in their hair. And we also developed the pure castor oil as a substitute. So the comb can accept other oil forms, but due to the design of our oil bottle, it makes it easier for it to fit within the comb. So that's why we decided to add the oil to our comb product to increase the money we make from our revenue stream. And the second question. Yes. So for our product champions, currently the ones that exist are salon care, but the problem is they are only in the industry for oil application. They're not in the industry for combing the hair as well. And so we wanted to bring a product that will cut across both markets. And so that's where the comb duo comes in.
Okay. So the next team is Right Alert.
I'm Nana Kwame, and together we represent Ride Alert. So what's Ride Alert? Ride Alert is a mobile application that alerts commuters in areas frequently serviced by public transport of ride availability or rides coming into the area. If you are one of the 1.8 million people in the metropolitan areas of Accra, when you want to get to another side of the city, it's not difficult at all. It's the ever popular trotros, the taxis, and the numerous ride request services available to you, including Uber, Yempo Taxi, etc. However, if you are part of the 2.2 million people on the outskirts areas of Accra, the story is not that it's not the same, and it's not so pleasant. We know, however, that this about 2.2 million people in the outskirts areas of Accra, 70% of them use public transport, according to the GIPC. And 44% of these people use smartphones, according to the telecommunication experts we spoke to. So who's our target customer for ride alerts in these areas? It's the tech-savvy, smartphone using community member who is mostly commuting in and out of the community for work or for any other purpose. So for that particular person, this is how his journey to getting a ride looks like. First, he walks to a vantage point because at his current location, he can't get a ride. He queues at that point and waits for an uncertain amount of time before he actually gets a ride. His pains, which are highlighted in red, which will be determined from numerous customer interviews, is what Ride Alert will be eliminating and making sure that he gets his gain, which is getting a ride. So how do we solve this problem for our customers? This is how Ride Alert works. This is how we deliver value. So when a taxi driver steps up on the taxi, the app which is installed on his phone is constantly tracking his location. And when he passes a reference point, it sends an alert to the community members. They receive the alerts through our application and can book their ride through there. And the taxi driver just goes around and picks everyone up and heads back to the taxi driver. So these are the elements of our business model, additional elements of our business model. For our key activities, we actively recruit drivers to join our platform. We also engage members of the community and to acquire more customers for our service. For our customer relationships, people who use the app are able to raise the service that they get from each driver and informs other subsequent users of which driver is the best one to take. Also, we have a liaison person with each community who's our eyes and ears on the ground. He frequently updates us about the performance of our app in the community. And for our key partners, these are the drivers, the communities we work with, and the station masters.
So we sought to validate some of these concerns that we had, and we wanted to establish if users actually wanted these alerts, and if drivers wanted the increased demand that we sought to give them in these infrequently service areas. So to test this, which is probably now using Ashesi as a pilot community to test this location service.
So based on this, the drivers, every time they left the station, they send an alert and then you'll be informed that they will come and everybody will get that alert. So based on this MVP, we realized that we were able to validate the fact that based on the downloads that students in Ashesi community or people in infrequently service areas actually want information on transport services. And then we were able to establish that drivers actually wanted increased demand in these locations. What we were also able to establish was the fact that drivers actually serve this community or not because we're receiving quite a number of alerts per day. And per these alerts, we were able to establish how many were clicked. So from the 2.5% click, we were able to establish that the target market we chose, which is the least invented niche market, has a very big task. And in reaching this task, we sought to use targeted advertisements, leveraging on credibility of drivers and advertising, and using testimonials of people in the community. So in our marketing strategies, we would be going from community to community to engage both the resident unions and taxi unions. That service the infrequently serviced communities, because every infrequently serviced area has a particular taxi station that services them. So when we engage these two different stakeholders, we'll be able to establish the purpose of buying alert and the various offerings that we give them. Our main revenue source will be the 5% we take from drivers per earnings that they make from people that book them through the app. Our costs will come from R&D, from maintenance, from advertisements. And from our first year, we'll realize the cost of a little over 242,000 NCs, but our revenue will be a little over 255,000 NCs. Per the 5-year projection we have done, right alerts will be valued at a little over 326,000 NCs, and we'll be offering 40% of equity for people interested in the firm. Thank you.
Open for questions.
Guys.
Why are not important?
Yes, for access to community, we use it for taxis, but we can accommodate other means of transportation.
So how much will it cost the driver? How much will it cost the passenger for using your app?
So with our application, passengers do not pay anything. The driver pays a 5% of weekly earnings from the bookings he receives from that.
So just for the purposes of future when the truck driver goes to park at the bus stop, you have people that claim to be helping the kids below passengers. When you are a passenger, you know where the church is, you are going on, but you're going to be helping the kids below the church road. And when it's time to go, they have some amount of money that you collect. So I don't know if they do that for taxi drivers, I'm not sure. But if you have that situation, how are you going to let GT use your whichever transportation currently exists within that environment? Meaning that they need to change that system and introduce your app so that the sanity will make the transportation industry.
So Bright Alert has established that the needs or interest in every community level. So in other communities, you will have is that there's a taxi station that serves the community, but the neighborhood where people actually live is inside the community. So we have various offerings on our app, like the driver directory, just gives you the daily, everybody there. So the taxi drivers now come to work on that neighborhood station. The driver directory is updated daily, and people can receive with them. So based on your question, I think it will differ the community. So in some communities, you might have to establish somebody on the station who would engage with drivers to get them the time they want, and in other places, be able to get them other offers.
Okay, so if you go to, I forgot the name of the governing board for the transport industry, or did you go to them?
We work with the taxi ranks.
What
They
the
are
taxi
leaders. They are leaders.
So did they tell you that they are willing and interested in this?
Yes.
Now, did you find out the taxi drivers are conversant with using smartphones?
Yes, we've had an experience with that. So we are. We realized that most taxi drivers had smartphones. Most of them have smartphones, and that even depends on the location they are in. For example, taxi drivers at Old Ashoma, who serve the Mana, Pure Water, and inner communities, have smartphones. But taxi drivers at Kwabinya, who serve Brekusu, not so many of them do have smartphones. So we, for example, with our NDP, we customize the application to suit their peculiar needs. That's one thing we are able to do. And the other thing too is in the future, when our riderless has grown, we may be able to offer various facilities to help taxi drivers pay for their own smartphones.
My concern is with security. How do we guarantee security? Because three armed robbers and just Uber guarantees security to some extent. I think Taxify also does. So how you guys going to address the issues?
So with that issue, we are going to profile the drivers with the aid of the leaders at the taxi market. So we'll have a form that we have created that will follow to. Yes, so they'll be able to help us distinguish between those who are connected and one are.
Okay. One more thing before you. This is how are you guys going to control quality of service and delivery? Because are you going to leave it to the safety managers to manage, or how are you guys going to go that?
I wanted to add to the initial question. So when passengers book the app, they can see the other people who have also booked, right? And note that it's for a community, and some of these communities who are like far into town, people know each other, so it helps. It's a community check. That's the first check. And the second one is about how we need to control the quality. Mentioned that one of our ways of meeting with our customers, they're able to rate the services they receive from the drivers and from the cars that they use. That's the first point. And also, this is a select service. It's not every driver at a taxi that we employ onto our service. So we try to maintain the status.
Okay. Just also an add-on for you guys to think about. In Europe, for example, there's something they call BlaBlaCar, where, so for example, I'm going to Accra or I'm going to Kumasi, and I put it on the app. I say go to Kumasi, and anybody who also wants to go to Accra or Kumasi can also join. But then they pay me, then you take commission from, whatever. That could be also part of your portfolio to think about.
Thank you very much. Alright, so in terms of bottom line value creation, what is the value that you're offering, and how is that different from Uber, Taxify, and all the other guys in terms of bottom down value creation? So first off, Uber, Taxify, and all the other guys don't work in the areas we work. That's the first point. The second point is that we offer people in these try to get out of here to our car without your car. It's going to be messy without Ride Alert. But from now, you can go to the App Store, the Google Play Store, download the Ride Alert app, and you see notifications from drivers who are coming close to this community. So you just place a call on them. So,
I have a question about your pricing. Are you allowing the taxi drivers to set the price? And then about the collection of funds, so you're going to take a percentage of their weekly amount. Do you rely on them to come and give you that amount? How do you be able to collect the funds that you're doing?
Thank you very much for your question. So, for each taxi, we charge a base, there'll be a base rate where they will be charged. So from the points where they pick up to their bank, there'll be a base rate. So that's the base rate they will charge our income for. And it will be infused in the payment. So there'll be a payment mode infused in our yes, that would not need us for us to go there and then collect it by ourselves. So it will be largely automated.
Yes.
Yeah. Two questions. I think you said earnings are going to be based on bookings. So what about people who book and don't actually take the ride? How will you confirm that so that there are no arguments between you and the driver over whether the ride was actually taken or not?
Yes, and people can cancel their booking. Okay. So once they cancel their booking, it's not recorded against the driver.
Yeah, but I can book and decide not to cancel as well and still not take the ride. How do you deal with that?
Yes, you'll be charged. For the next time,
next time, try to do it. You charge based on your last period booking. So they are punishing the passenger
for not cancelling.
Okay. My second question is, you said as the driver moves around the community, there are vantage points where there will be alerts to those who subscribe. So are these alerts automatic, or the driver will have to, indicate where he is as it's going on?
No, once he has our app installed and he's approaching the community, for each community we have a geofence around it. So once he crosses that geofence, the app
Why would a taxi driver sign on to ride alert?
Thank you very much for your question. So for most of these taxi drivers, they do not like going into these areas that are not frequently served, because when they go and send a passenger, they return empty. But when they use ride alerts and they're able to send community members in their alerts, they are more likely to come back with a full set of passengers than just driving in there and coming out.
How easy is it for the taxi drivers to use the app? So let's just say that most taxi drivers are not conversant with using apps. They have smartphones, yes, but they can't use the app. We realize that with people who are Uber drivers, that they just go around in circles, they don't know how to use the GPS. So, and also looking at the language, if your app is in English and most of the taxi drivers speak a local language of the tree, how are you going to bridge that gap?
So, firstly, because the person, taxi driver doesn't necessarily have to do anything with that. Unlike Uber, where he has set when it comes in, I have just set that. So once I let them listen, the passenger is the one who has the contact details of the driver and call them. Because it's for infrequently service areas, we have it that the people from the station are those that service that particular area. So people who go to the station, they service the estates inside. So you have that. Once he gets the number, he just calls the driver and then so boom.
And the only interactivity the driver has to have is just turn on and off, to be honest. Like you turn it on once you are moving and stuff. You turn it off when you park and you are just having lunch.
So the driver will just get an alert that says what? The driver gets an alert.
No. So the driver sends the alert. Yes, sends the alert through his motion or through his rounds. He doesn't receive any alerts. It's the passengers who receive alerts based on where he is.
Okay, so then the passenger will just communicate their location and around this.
So a follow-up. So how will I know that the car is empty? So and that there are no passengers.
Yes. So first off, we work with the drivers in this regard. When they are on ride alert, they do not just pick people on the wayside as they go. So we know that once they are getting to the community, their car is full. And second off, passengers can respond to their particular alert. So that once the app reaches 4 alerts and 4 bookings for a particular alert, doesn't accept any more alerts. The only time a driver can take wayside passengers when they went into the community and you couldn't get them 4 people and they are coming.
While driving to check that out. How do you deal with?
Like I said, the only interactivity a driver has is before he leaves the station, he turns it on and moves. And he just goes to get this one.
But he needs to know where the passengers are.
Yes, so there are these what do you call it? Holders, phone holders for cars. So with that, you can see the bookings and make that.
I think you partly answered the question I was going to ask, which is how is the driver know where to pick people up? And then on the other side, for the passengers, as a passenger, how do I know how long it's going to take for the driver to get to me? Because it may very well be faster for me to just walk.
So I think for the geofences that we use, because we will go into the community to do our research first, we'll use estimation. So the geofence we use will be an estimation of how long it takes the driver from when he enters the community to when he actually gets into the neighborhood that he serves. So using Ashesi as an example, we see that both the geofence and comments will say that if he comes to a particular, so it will be based on, because it's a geofence, we're able to locate where the alert is, where the booking is coming from, where the driver is to go in the time.
I'm looking at your last one, right now. What is the feedback that you're getting from it? It's quite impressive. What is the feedback that you're getting so far?
People love it, that's all. But they are complaining that there are too many notifications coming in. Because what do you call it? Right now, how it is, when you open the app, it runs in the background. Then you close it by yourself by swiping it out. But it's not, that's not as effective. So we are going to move it to another off for the passengers as well. People love it.
Good. What about your t-shirts look quite good. Is there any way the drivers can also have them?
Yes.
So for the drivers to do it? Will they have to pay for it or you give it to them? So then what numbers are you looking at?
In terms of
if you were to give out your t-shirts to the drivers, how many of them? 100. About 100 for a start. And congratulations, looks quite impressive.
My last statement would be you should consider not just serving the rural markets, but then the urban markets. If not, by the time you get to the urban markets, you have your competition adopting your concept as a means for expanding their service. That will go against when you see them need to expand. So consider that as well.
Okay, so thank you very much. So we will call on Snacky.
You may begin.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charles Bako. With me here today is Minister Lu. I'll be talking to you about snackies. Now, I'll take you through a good friend of mine called Yababy. Yababy is a 21-year-old university student in the University of Ghana in a third year of tertiary education. She prefers to take snacks before classes as it helps her to stay active rather than taking heavy meals which will make her sleep or feel drowsy in class. However, local snacks are a preferred choice, and they are quite difficult to find on campus as they are not regularly sold in convenience stores in other areas. Where she finds them are on the marketplaces and on the side of the road. When she's looking for them, she's looking for great taste, attractiveness, and the accessibility of it to her. The research we did concerning this product was from respondents, 271 respondents who said, 68% of them said they also experienced the same problem, 32% of them said they don't. Of this 271, 186 of them say that 186 of them are from the University of Ghana, with the rest consisting of Ashesi University, UCC, and K University. We bring to you our solution, Snackies. Now, we are a local snack brand that provides healthy, well-packaged, and tasty snacks in the product of Burkina, which is a millet-based drink, which consists of yogurt and milk, cow milk to be specific. It is quite unique and quite refreshing for students who are looking for a fast and easy way to have a snack during before classes. Now, for somebody like Yababy who is looking to find these products and find it easy accessible, she's going to look for convenience stores, which is where we plan to put our products, as well as have a trolley system in the example of Nescafe or Fanex, as we see roaming around on the streets. And we hope to put that on the campuses as well. In order to create relationships with our customers, we are looking at social media activations as well as creating awareness through social media for our product. As Burkina is a popular drink, but majority of the people we interview don't really know it or don't really trust it, again because of the taste, not because they don't trust the production of it. We're also going to use promotions such as a 2-for-1 deal where they can get the product at a cheaper price and discounts on the product for bulk purchase from the delivery of the product, and also use these revenues to pay for CSIR, which is identifying the various components within the brand, within Burkina, to identify what allergens that some people may be allergic to, so that they stay away from it. And also to pay our chef, pay our supplier, to get our product from source to our customer. Some tests we conducted this semester, beginning with our landing page, was to create awareness on the product. Again, as said before, it's a product, it's quite a unique product as people don't really know it, but are interested in trying the product. The second thing we did was an MVP test here on Ashesi campus in this very class to test the taste and also the name. We started with the name of Tidbits, went to Dede, and now the popularly known and accepted by those who know Snackies. The second and third MVP test we did was on the University of Ghana campus, the African Union Hostel, which is popularly known as Pentagon Hostels, to again ascertain the preference of students as to the taste, as to the packaging, and as to the pricing of the product.
And we made some successes. We're able to sell 170 cups of Snackies Burkina, and also we were able to validate our supply of already made Burkina from our partner at Medina. We also validated the need to use a trolley-based system in the University of Ghana campus. We identified ourselves in a segmented market of about 3,052 students as a target market. And to cross this chasm, we'll be using these tactics. We will build Snackies physical distribution on other hostels and also campuses with initial sales. This is our launch plan in December, and by January 2019, we'll have a final launch on the University of Ghana campus. When we sell 343 cups of Snackies Burkina, we'll be able to make a sale of 1,372 cedis, which will help us break even in the first year. The value of Snackies is 107,588 cedis using the FCFF valuation model, and also we intend to attain a capital of 50,000 from investors, and we promise to give them a return of 20% on their investment. Thank you very much.
So open for questions.
Hello. You said you were previously. We sent questions. Okay, so if you're going to university, the competition will be right. You know ICCAP. You know ICCAP. That's a very good start to do with small children. One point of notice. The university won't allow them to sell these.
So how are you guys going to go about that? It's only one thing, or it's only one thing that we do that I'm trying to do this on how to do it. It's difficult in getting administration of the campus. But we are trying our best to convince this resident council as well as the administration of the school to allow us to sell in the form of service for associations around campus. So, students get experience.
And that's going to resolve a hurdle in the market. Because if you're able to get permission to sell in markets, this can have a very large market to sell. It's going to be difficult. Also, the Burkina, I've never had it before, and I don't know how it tastes. So, the selling point is very likely going to be tasting point. Because most people I know also shy away from it because they're afraid of the market. How are you going to ensure that that yes and how will you do it?
So this is the CSIR center. In this center, we calculate certain interest like there was a test for the system of certain material. So with this, we take a batch out of our sample to this setup and test it to make sure that I can show the able to like basic work.
Okay, that's effective. But like clients, I don't know what CSI is. You still have to send it.
So we experienced that particular problem during our A/B testing. When we started selling out to students, they didn't want to buy Burkina. They said Burkina, I tasted it once, but it wasn't good. But when a friend or someone bought it and tasted it, they agreed that the taste was really good and better than what was on the market. And so we intend to use student influencers today. So people who have tasted our products would verify that it's better to hear from a friend that, oh, Burkina, this Snackies Burkina tastes great, it's amazing. It's way better with Ghana and okay.
The networking effect will be more efficient, effective.
Yes. Thank you.
Hi guys, so first on your financials, you mentioned you're going to say 20%. Was that debt?
Return on investment.
Yeah, is
Return
that
on equity.
can actually guarantee return on equity? That's what I'm asking is debt, but if it's equity, how do you guarantee 20%? And within what time frame?
So, with paying back the money that we asked for, the continuous sales of this product, we hope to increase our sales margins by at least 10-15% as every year. And we hope that in the next about based on our financials, in the next 5 years, we will pay back that amount of money and
so is it equity or debt? Because if it's equity, you're not going to pay that.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, that's the idea that we're doing.
Because how to pay so it's equity. Just an advice, don't guarantee what's going to pay back if it's equity.
I have two questions. Why Burkina? Why that particular snack? So we chose in initial customer engagement, when we spoke to customers, the snack choices that they wanted in local snacks, they mentioned Burkina, Asana, plantain chips, and also Katiki. But when we conducted a survey to find out what preference they wanted amongst these snacks that we had indicated, Burkina came out on top. So we wish to start with Burkina, but we are looking at the local snack industry itself. So Snackies would further be providing other snack options to students, so that students who are lactose intolerant and maybe do not want Burkina will have the option of Asana or plantain or other snacks that we provide. You know why we have this preference? Yes, so speaking to some of our customers, one of them, I personally spoke to one of them,
well, the person took a lot of them, and one of them indicated that it's difficult, she likes Burkina. She likes Burkina, but it's difficult for her to purchase Burkina in Accra or around here because she's afraid of the taste, and also because she's not sure that it was produced under hygienic conditions. And she also understands the processes of making Burkina. Other students also express this problem. So they like Burkina. They want it, they want to be able to purchase it, and they want that particular snack, but they do not have it and they don't have the access to it.
I want to add that most of them also mentioned that the reason why they like Burkina is the taste. So that's why we are also focusing on making the Burkina taste better, because when we're doing our MVPs, what stood out was that when we tasted Burkina taste wasn't good, wasn't tasting, so it's something they are looking out for in Burkina.
My question was, if there are clear issues with being allowed to sell on the promise, why are you not considering other alternatives, developing different delivery modes for the product? Because at the end of the day, it's about selling the product. Why does it have to be on promise? And so, considering the one-step convenience stores, it's one of the things we're able to like sell our products. And also, we try the sales with the using those store, also just like we go in the hostels to get the product.
So we have considered other distribution channels, and in the beginning we do not expect to start with the trolley system because we want to get approval. So we intend to give our product to convenience stores and hostels so they will sell. The problem we had with them was that we didn't have FDA approval and that we were afraid to purchase our snacks. And we also intend to use student representatives because we identified other problems as well with that particular channel. So we considered several distribution channels, and we wish to roll out that and test it through further MVP testing before we launch.
Thinking back to your returns, I'm surprised that you are not sure what returns you were talking about for the 20%, whether it's debt or equity. And because I know that equity is more expensive than debt. And so if you are promising 20%, I mean, in my mind, in the Canadian market today, you are borrowing between 25 and 30% on debt. So equity will even be more expensive. Okay, so you want to be sure what returns you are guaranteeing or you are targeting, because even though you cannot guarantee, you don't want to guarantee returns, like you said, they are comparable. I mean, if I have money today and I want to invest in your company, I may decide to invest in your company or put it in treasury bill or put it in some other business. Okay, so you must have some form of comparable return, which is not like a guarantee, but it's an indicative return of the cost of the cost of your capital, if you like. So you must be sure what you are offering. If you don't know the cost of your capital structure, then you have a problem because your business will be dead on arrival. Okay, so it's worrying not to be sure what kind of return you are talking about. So if you could tell us about what the return, how much money are you looking for, and is it debt, is it equity? You must be sure what you want. I want to invest in your business, but I want to be sure that you're on top of it.
So you can answer that or no.
So what we're offering is, what we are requesting is equity and not debt. And it was because with debt we will have to, we'll be obligated to pay back. With equity we could hold on with dividend payments until later down the line. Yes.
Okay, so you said you're going to produce this yourself and you're getting you're sourcing for example. Now, how do you ensure quality on that supply as well, consistency with regards to that, and how does that affect your cost? I think that really is
So further testing, we have to go and look at the way when she produces it and make sure that the conditions are not the best conditions for us as well. And also we are hoping to solidify the quality assurance of that, as you said, from the CSR testing, which will check again on the various material and ingredients of the product to again be assured of the quality and how to do that.
So, sorry, but you said that people have tested it and they like it, but they haven't been to the site to check it out. So how is that different from what? You said people didn't prefer the taste around, and they wanted your taste, but they haven't checked where the person sources it from. So what makes their taste better than yours?
She produces it herself. We've been to the place where she makes and sells her container, and it's a fairly hygienic situation. However, she doesn't have an FDA approval, which is common to us. And so, one of the ways we want to also ensure quality is that we want to help her get FDA backing as well. So, if she has FDA backing, there is a higher assurance that the quality or the hygienic conditions around her area is good, since it has been approved by a higher, approved by FDA. Yes.
No, sourcing from asking how long they have it. How do you know how they get consistency? Where she sources?
That is something that we will into. We haven't spoken to that at the moment. So well done. Mine has to do with your price and how does your packaging look like? One. Second, how long will your container last? And can you control how long it lasts to the people you give it to? So those selling it to your customers, can you say so within 3 days? It should be that depending on how long your products last. Lastly, as well, I've said about the price, but okay, that's it. So at the moment, we're selling our beginner to students at 4 cities, and we got this price out of value-based pricing. But providing our beginner to students through our entry testing, we asked about the prices that they would place on the beginner or on our snacks and out of the value we perceive from it. And most of them, well, we had a range from 3 cities to 5 cities. But most of them fell at 4 cities, so we decided to go with 4 cities. And also because it will help us cover our costs and help us make a lot of profits.
Talking about the shelf life, we tested on one ourselves. So we placed one message for a while and realized that it will change from normal logo to logos, like really thick logos, right? And that's getting close to like the 70 logo one. So we have to like validate that shelf life. We went to the CSR and they had to go to the process to get back to us. We've not gotten back to us yet. We'll get back.
So you don't know how long it will last. It has not
yet.
And lastly, I enjoy cooking a lot. But you know why people, from my point, are not taking it from the roadside or wherever it is anyway. So you have to check. People, instead of the milk you are supposed to use, people now use powdered milk. So please check it. Instead of the pure milk, people are using powdered milk. Thank you.
I just wanted to understand how you guys have control over your markets. Because it seems to me you guys don't even have control over your sourcing of the product. So what leverage do you have over the lady who produces? If she comes to you and tells you, selling to you at 4 cities, there's nothing you can do. Okay. And do you want to, I heard you say you go in the market and you want to do, but there's nothing in place in your value chain to let you guys actually have that leverage over the lady who produces.
Okay. With the sourcing, we can check it and we decided to give us the 500 ml for 2 state bottles. So we have like payments to pay for how long? For the period of the year, for now, because we want to keep this as to the for you.
So if prices go up, then what do you do?
In relation to your question.
Yeah.
If air prices were supposed to go up, we'll find other ways to cut down our costs, whether in rural transportation, how we're going to get the product to our customers. We may also use promotional avenues to be able to come at bringing down our prices before sending it out to them.
So my packaging question was answered.
Right. It comes in a pack.
So like just like you have on
Yes, so just like we have on there. And the reason why it comes in a cup is because most of the students we interviewed stated that they like like when they take their Burkina, there's a bit left in the bottle, and they want to be able to get it out. So the cup helps them.
Sections, like how I do to do that into the cup.
So we make have you thought through it? Yes, we have. So we have two options now. One is we give the cups to the Burkina lady to package it herself, and she does it with a funnel. And two is to get the bottles from her and we package it ourselves.
So which one is out now?
The one we package ourselves.
No, the cup or the bottle?
The cup. We sold cups to students.
So how does she do it now? How does she sold it? How does she do it? Or how did you do it?
So she gave it to us in bottles, and so we poured with our other operations, so we put them in cups now. Because she didn't want to take time she thought it was a waste of time on her behalf, but she didn't want to put the Burkina in the cups at the moment. But she's considering that if we're making bulk orders, she'll do it for us. But at the moment, she gave us the bottles, that was the Burkina, and we package it ourselves.
So in the presence of the customers, pour it.
Oh, no, not in the presence of us. Yeah, it was packaged before we went to them.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
And so we were supposed to have taken a break from between 2:45 to 3 o'clock. And it's 3 o'clock now. I'm just wondering how tired you are. If you don't mind, we have a few incidents. We can go through and then finish on time rather than taking a break and then is that fine? So I will call on the next team to come up as we pull out their slides. And it's going to be Agricom. They'll come up there in a moment. Agricom. Okay.
But they are shocked.
So there's been a slight change in the order. So for the evaluators, Agricom will be the last. What you have now is Simikio. Please let's put Simikio aside, and then after that is Health on the Go, and then there's Agricom. Sorry for that. Okay, so Agricom is coming up. You guys take the front line. Delicious, tasty, fresh, forever. Sometimes it takes forever to cook. Let's take the case of Kelvin, a 21-year-old tertiary student who
who encounters inconveniences in his cooking process. Now, when Kelvin goes to the market, from one day to the next, the price of tomatoes has changed. When he gets the ones that he can afford back home, and he takes them, after a few days, they're spoiled. Those that survive, he goes through a tedious process of washing, cutting, and blending them. Now, why should Kelvin go through all this stress in cooking? Even though tomato is the most produced fruit and vegetable on the African continent, there is seasonality in the harvesting. In the boom season, the prices are very low. In the lean season, the price of tomatoes are very high. Going back to farmers, about 50% of tomatoes is lost on farms alone. 30% is lost in markets before it reaches end consumers like Kelvin. Where does Agricop come in? Agricop is an agro-processing firm that would like to reduce inconsistent supply of tomatoes by offering our consumers 100% natural, convenient, reduce their cooking time, and give them stable, affordable prices of tomatoes in the form of our powdered tomato products, Forever Tomato. Now, we're going to target 40,000 tertiary students like Calvin, approximately 100 to reach students such as Calvin by using student reps on their wholesales and through probably retail points as well. We're going to engage them by using education videos and teaser videos on social media. We're going to make money by selling our powdered tomato products by the use of a value-based pricing strategy to our customer segments. Key partners I will be working with include a certified biochemist in ensuring that the quality of our tomato powder product remains the same. We're also going to be working with farmers in the sourcing of our products. Some other activities that we'll be undertaking include processing, packaging, and distribution. Now, some costs that we have to consider are registration fees, legal fees, and processing fees. Now, we had to test the production of our tomato products. Throughout the various means of testing and drying of our powder, from tomato to powder, the most successful one was by the use of an electric dehydrator, which gave us the best consistency of powder. We also decided to test usability, convenience, and taste by engaging our early adopters and conducting a blind tasting session on Ashesi University's campus to engage the students. Out of the 56 respondents that participated in our blind tasting, 95% of them said they were willing to try our products. With about 75% for respondents saying they prefer the taste, the color, and the texture of the jollof we made using Agricop tomato powder as opposed to fresh tomatoes. Now, some of the lessons we learned is that Agricop would have to maintain the consistency of our color, as well as make sure that the nutritional content of our fresh tomatoes to powdered tomatoes stays the same throughout the transformation. Now, Agricop will be operating in a new market. Some strategies we're employing to cross the bridge between our early adopters and our mainstream target markets will be the use of a tipping point strategy, where we will use men in our product campaign. We will also use influencers such as food blogger Silandi World, Chef Bishops as well. Our launch will be in 2 stages. We'll be launching across universities in Accra, and by launching in Crystal Park, target our households and our hospitality services segments. We will do tasting sessions as well as conduct cooking competitions. Now, we're going to be using a boundary-less organization structure as well as a decentralized leadership style to encourage free flow of information as well as flexibility. Now, Agricop in our first year are hoping to make sales of 507,000 Ghana cedis, making profits of 113 Ghana cedis. And in our 5th year, we're projecting 1.3 million Ghana cedis in sales and 164,000 in profits. Now, we're going to be offering 47% of our company. We're asking you to invest in making Agricop a reality for 3 million Ghana cedis. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here today to present to you healthy, tasty, and forever. Not just forever in cooking, but forever tomato. Help us make Agricop a reality in helping you, your families, and your friends have a magical cooking experience. Thank you. My name is Ashesi. and I'm representing Agricole. I'd like to invite my team members to answer your questions.
Right, great presentation. Do you have any information on the kilos of tomatoes you need to put in the dryer and what the yield is compared to using the raw tomatoes?
So far we know that 20 kg of tomatoes is going to produce 1 kilogram of powder. 5 kilograms of powder, sorry.
The impression I get is that you focus on tomatoes, right? How come it doesn't feature in your name?
For now, we are focusing on tomatoes, but in the future, I would like to extend to other plant lines, such as powdered ginger and other spices. So agriculture, but for now, very much tomato.
My colleague is in the rest of the universe, he cooks items. I have a question. You mentioned, so the focus of the business or the presentation you gave is to buffer the period between the times of plenty and then scarcity. Your products are 100% natural. What is your shelf life?
So, from the research, we learned that, the dried tomato is already practiced in other countries, and it's done on a small scale in the north. So when we did our research, the shelf life of dried tomatoes is 8 months to 1 year. So it's been 4 months since we produced, but the tomato that we produced still is bushy. So we are waiting to get to 1 year and see whether it will still be fine. So it's still an undergoing process.
That's excellent. Does the taste stay the same for it?
We're still validating that. We visited the CSIR and they've taken our products so that they could test the pH level, the moisture level, and also the temperature and the color too. So we are still consistently looking at that.
So the name is Forever Tomato, right? And you're talking about the shelf life of 8 months. So that's not forever. It's not a bit misleading. I also wanted you to address what kind of production capacity are you looking at? Therefore, how are you sourcing the tomatoes?
So we are pretty much producing 10 crates in a week. So the production of 10 crates of 20 kg tomatoes in a week, we should be able to produce 2,600 kilograms of powdered tomato. And for the sourcing, so we are sourcing from greenhouse farmers, and they are willing to give us 1 kilogram of fresh tomatoes at the cost of 8 cents. So which means our annual cost, if we're producing 10,100 kilograms of fresh tomatoes into powdered tomatoes in a year, would be 8,200. So that would be our annual total cost for the fresh tomatoes.
So you did a taste test with Zola. Have you tried other things like tomato stew or pasta and sauce?
Yes, so we tried it with tomato sauce. We've also tried it with rice soup, and pasta as well, pasta sauce.
And did you do blind taste test on those?
Yes.
I'm in the dry food space, so I know the advantages of drying this, and it's very good. This maybe might not be able to attend, but how serious are you doing this? Because this is very good and will go a lot. Have you thought about labor? Have you thought about some specifics like? And how does it affect the cost?
Okay, so we talk about direct labor, and so cutting 10 kg per week would be a lot. So we need to be connecting how to start. So we have 5 laborers who are working at factory and salon. So we're using the mechanical cutter
which will be about 1 hour of cutting into 1 ton of free dryer. Yeah. So the direct impact of us is actually 0.5, that's 55 per year.
So, I don't know if you mentioned this, but this is something I'm really interested in. And why I'm making this was a little seasonality in the season where there's no tomatoes, prices really shoots up. And that outcome, because so much work is getting so little. And I think, I don't know if you guys have thought about it, but I think that can be a very powerful aspect of your business strategy. And in terms of when you are pricing, you be able to price in a way that you know that when, and it's going to happen, when it's off season, prices of tomato are going to go high, but then you can stabilize the price. You can stabilize the price, that gives you some power in the market, right? The next thing I'll think about is what you're going to do to make you still control this kind of space that you're going to create. Because people realize you're making money in Ghana, people just start doing it and doing it like different names and stuff like that. Okay. First of all, if this has lasted for 4 months, so let's say if it can last for 8 months, it's you across this season thing. That gives you a lot of power in terms of markets ability and position yourself as a consistency profitable venture. My question, or I think my turn to you, trying to figure out how you can control like this thing. I don't know how to do it.
Something like a cost, and with the value-based pricing, the selling price was about 13 billion. That's for value-based pricing. But during the course, we had a production cost of 6.15, and then the selling price is 13 billion. So we are thinking in the new season of whether you can cost plus method, where we reduce the price of the services, because in the good season, we'll be making useless profit. So when it comes to the new season and we review the price, we are the one that will still make profits out of the by selling more.
The question about control of the channel is one of the reasons that we have identified. And we also were scared about that. But we realized that for us to remain in the market, first of all, we have to make sure that the quality of the product that we are making is on point. And we're going to maintain consistency of the product line, having a biochemist. So that the biochemist that we have, we'll have it in-house, and we'll be testing the quality of grain production. Another thing that we're going to take advantage of to help us still stay in the market is taking advantage of our brand assets, such as the logo. We want to create a strong brand that will remain in the minds of the people. So even if the competitors are coming to the market, we have already captured the market.
Yeah, so focusing on that, we also have plans to remain competitive by introducing an extended product line where we will do tomatoes with certain spices, introduce it as probably jollof mix and explore other product segments that we can play for the tertiary students and maybe households will also explore different for schools and all those kinds of things. Yeah.
Can you take it you have to making a revenue of how much? About 1 million, and we are asking an investor to give 1 million. Yes. So what would be that? Okay. If I give it to you, what would you do that to you? Okay, so we need to invest in research development for our other bank clients. That's it. Just research.
And also, right now, we wanted to produce large capacity. And right now, what we tried with the grain dryer, and we realized that some problems in the grain dryer. Operation with the grain dryer was expensive. And in the presentation, we mentioned that
drying method that gave us the best quality of powder was electric dryer. So when an investor gives us that money, we are going to invest into buying more electric dryers that are cheaper to operate.
No, it's not my
You mentioned fresh tomatoes as something that can be used instead of the powdered tomatoes. So there's already an existing substitute for fresh tomatoes in the market, the tomato paste. I didn't even mention tomato paste. I have a couple of questions with regards to that. Why would I choose the powdered tomatoes? Add some tomato paste to it. Yeah, and then also let me consider the pricing of your powdered tomatoes versus the tomato paste.
So we recognize that tomato paste already exists as a substitute to fresh tomatoes. However, our competitive advantage over tomato paste is that we're making an all-natural tomato substitute. Tomato paste has a lot of additives and preservatives to give it the shelf life that it has. There's a lot of things that goes into it, such as starch, corn flour, and all those in the production of tomato paste. However, our product is completely natural so far. There's none of that. So we're promising you the health benefits of a healthy life where you don't have to subject yourself to all these chemicals that you ingest into your body, using our product as opposed to tomato paste. And in terms of the usage of it, like when you're cooking with it, you can use powdered tomato as a complement to your fresh tomatoes. You can use it on its own. You don't necessarily have to add tomato paste you don't need to add tomato paste for a powdered tomato. You can use it completely as a complete meal, depending on how you want to use it. It's quite flexible. You're not comfortable. So currently we're pricing our small bottles like pasta around 60 kilogram bottles at 60 grams bottles we source from Bottle Hub at a price of 13 Ghana cedis. Yes.
The price of 30 Ghana cedis is based on our customer engagement, so it's based on it's a value-based pricing strategy that we're using. What are the part of the target market? So you're targeting tertiary students as well as middle to high income households and hospitality services. I would say probably middle to high income because that's more the side and the of the bucket of
Okay, so we have two questions from our online participants. The first one is, why men for the campaign? The second is, can you explain why Abicop's general expenses are the same from year 3 to year 5?
So we decided to use men for a tipping point strategy because a tipping point strategy is meant to be something that will disrupt your market in order to close that gap between our evangelists and mainstream customers. Men because it's stereotypical in Ghana to associate cooking with women. So we wanted to use something that would attract the attention of our target market, to get their interest in what is this product about, and why are men the one pushing the product instead of women who traditionally push the product.
And for the selling expenses, the selling expenses involve commissions to our measurers who are of 0.5% of each sales. That's why we're seeing, and there's going to be negotiated, and I believe that I'm doing this from January to the
The point I want to make to you is I was on a trip to Thailand, Bangkok. If you go to their grocery shops, let me tell you this, anything they have there is made in Bangkok. And it's, we go to our provision stores here, and it's evidence somewhere else. So I think we should really take this seriously. Exactly, and I'm excited in the fact that you want to extend beyond the years and go to other places as well. Because we are guaranteed help every day. So that's, I think, you're on the right track. And then remember this, it's very difficult to go to the Far Eastern countries and see products that are made in Africa or made in Canada. That's also discrimination there. So what we do here, I think, is fantastic. Keep it well. And I wish you the very best. Okay?
For people who want to save time, this is an excellent choice. However, I recommend you have options. Somebody may not be able to afford this. We generally looking for high-end products, medium scale products, and a very cheap product, and it's like a sachet or something that and maybe a bigger jar, something of you as one thing. It's the cost. So, I would
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Benjamin Alandeyu, and I'm the representative of Help in the Group. I'll begin my presentation with two facts. According to the American Journal of Health Behavior, it is said that working professionals who work or young working adults who work about 40 hours in a day, 40 hours in a week, it's associated that usually their time-related barriers that prevent them from eating healthy or adopting healthy eating habits. So in this case, we'll talk about Kwesi, and Kwesi's case, Kwesi is a persona or representative of our entire value proposition. So in the case of Kwesi, Kwesi is a 35-year-old software. Easy work should be preventing from eating healthy or actually sticking to his diet. There's a tendency for him to actually go off his diet and And so out of 250 people that were interviewed in Accra metropolitan area, predominantly in Registrar General and Airport Residential area, 197 of the respondents stated that eating health is actually important. So now I'll move on to what Health in the Go is. Health in the Go is a personalized food delivery service that prepares and delivers healthy ready-to-go meals and procures and delivers healthy ready-to-go meals to the customers. So our solution is a very simple solution. So right from the mobile application or from our website, you can place your order as a customer. Then based on your orders, it's really to a chef. The ingredients are procured really to a chef, and then subsequently delivered to the customer. So for testing the viability of our business, we conducted 3 tests. The first test was to test our website and test our mobile and to test how feasible it was for customers to actually place orders on our website. So and that was the first. In the second test, we actually got customers to order from our website. So we got 24 orders, which was pretty predominantly from Registrar General Department and a law firm in the Airport Residential area. So these are pictures of our testing. So for our customer creation and company building strategy, we have a resegmented niche market, and so in the resegmented niche market, the challenge is considerably wider than an existing market. So as such, the strategy should be adopted really branding and positioning. So for our positioning strategy, we'll be partnering with Chef Kwame, who is currently our chef. He's the chef of this film. So we'll be leveraging his credibility to ensure that customers can trust us that what we are providing for them is actually reliable.
And also, we'll be doing canteen takeover. So in our third MVP test, we did a canteen takeover at a company called Roger, where for the day we took over their canteen service and provided based on orders that we received from the customers. Also, we're doing digital marketing strategies like search engine optimization and Google AdSense to reach our online presence. And also, we adopt a customer relationship management strategy. That is to get feedback from customers and then to incorporate it into subsequent iterations of our business model. So for our governance structure, we have it consists of investors, board members, and the management is in general. So the legal practitioner, a finance person, and then the chef himself will also be on the board. So for the viability of our business in year 3, we will make revenue of 589,000 NFCs, and in year 3, our cost will adopt strategies to actually reduce our cost significantly to 105,000 NFCs. So on this period, we'll be averaging 5% margin in year 3, and we'll be using the value-based pricing strategy for as our predominant pricing strategy. So for valuation, we use the venture capital method of valuation, and in this regard, we had the value of 152 NFCs, and also so the initial investment required from customers is the initial investment required from our investors will be 20,000 NFCs. And the equity stake that we have in our venture will be 20%. Thank you very much.
We already have off-takers for this business. Off-takers, people that ready sign on that they want to be healthy, so every house should provide them with meals.
Yes, we do. We've got a couple of customers from Registrar General. So in the last 2 weeks, since we actually started our MVP test in the last, as in selling the food itself, we started in the last 3 weeks. And we've got a couple of royal customers from Registrar General Department that we deliver to on a regular basis.
So can you expand into your operations? From the customer journey, when the person makes an order and it comes to you, like just running through that. And secondly, give me an understanding of where majority of your costs come from. Because I was looking at your cost structure.
So for our customer journey, we have a website that has our menu in, and our customers go to the website and then we select whatever they want to buy. And when they select whatever they want to buy, we receive the order, and then the customer receives the confirmation that we have to receive the order. Now when we receive the order, we send the information, every order that we have to our chef, and then we buy the ingredients and give it to the chef. Then the chef prepares the meal. We go for the meal and then we deliver it to our customer. So that's basically what we do.
Okay. So what's margin goes to the chef?
So for the chef, every order that we receive a 5% portion of it. So for instance, our product is priced between 25 NFCs and 50 NFCs. So for every unit that is sold, he gets a 10%. He gets 10%.
He gets 10%. And the rest comes to you. What are the majority of the costs? Because if the chef is cooking, the chef is cooking as his base, so where the majority of the costs come from?
Majority of our costs come from procurement.
Because we basically buy it ourselves and give it to the chef. The chef doesn't use it. That's the ability of our customer. Another thing is the transportation, transporting the ingredients to the chef and also delivering to the customers because we do it ourselves.
And also for in terms of the for the delivery. Not attached to the customer. But considering that our business is a personalized food delivery service, we ensure that we actually have a personal connection with the customer so that on site you can take. So we have an option where you can actually give feedback on our website or on our social media platform. But then when we go ourselves, let's to get the feedback from the customers first hand, and that we can implement it without any lag time.
So your model, are you going to see a continuous downward trend of your costs? Because that's what I'm looking at. Because looking at how lean or lightweight your operation is, I'm wondering why the costs are like it seems very high.
Well, the cost is in conjunction with the in terms of the skills of operation. So from our financials, we estimated that we'll be selling 20 packs of food in a day, which will amount to 7,200 packs in a year. That is in year one. And so the figures I showed to you was the figures for year three. And in year three, we assume that sales revenue will increase by 26%. And then we will adopt strategies to actually reduce our costs. So in terms of like overhead costs and creative expenses, to reduce it by up to 20% in terms of our costs.
I congratulate you on being able to deliver food on your financing your studies. I think that's really important too. But I have a question on scalability, both in terms of the chef and the requirement you have to name the credibility of your product. So once you scale up, then you can have other chefs. How you going to manage that process? And then in terms of also the cost of delivery, because that's the cost of that goes if I scale up, how are you going to maintain that first process?
So, if I get your question, you're asking like if we scale up, we might have more chefs and outsource the delivery service. So you're asking how you're going to do that. If I get your question.
That's fun.
How are you going to scale up from where you are now to more orders in a day, basically?
So with the delivery part, we are hoping that we will take care of yeah, so that we can do the delivery ourselves. But that's like for the large scale. But we don't want to outsource that part of it. So that part will become like the core part.
Not rely on just one chef. What we've been doing is trying to get other chefs that we're willing to partner with us. And also, in addition, in terms of scaling up our business, like in terms of crossing from a startup into a full-blown enterprise, what we do is also employ the services of certified dietitian and also education, because the food that you're providing, we are claiming that you're providing healthy food. But what exactly makes it healthy? In terms of, it has to be certified by a dietitian. And also, what we try to do is that consider it as a personalized service. And the dietitian can recommend a diet plan. Let's say, so in the case of like the example I gave in my presentation, an example of for example, is someone who's an average, he goes to the gym frequently, and then he works out frequently and he tries to eat healthy. So for someone like that, I think there's a dietitian who would recommend a diet plan for him to actually adhere to strictly, which will actually help him to achieve his goals of maintaining his busy work schedule and also maintaining his workout and his diet plan as well.
Where does that fit in the process?
Well, currently, we try in terms of our business now, we try incorporating it into our business, but the feedback that we got from customers is that it actually increases our prices. It makes our prices way too high. We actually not able to subscribe to it currently. That is why it's currently changing.
Okay, I find recent things you are telling us more interesting than what you presented before, because you have a situation where there are lots of people, especially with women and mothers, they give birth, they gain it, and they are trying to use it, and it's difficult because they are changing the lifestyle and all of that. So I think what you have, or what you just said, is something that there is market for. But then you need to consider that taking on at the moment you deliver van, vehicle, a car, or you do that by motorbikes.
And we deliver by car.
By car. That's very expensive. So if you still want to have that personal touch. Now this is what one company does. They deliver donuts. And you have a situation where one of them has actually learned to ride a motorbike. They rent it and then do that for the week. Sometimes, but not all the time. I believe you plan to do this after school. So you are a startup. You cannot afford national services. We are running our business. So we pay commissions and whatnot. So how do you deliver that personal to your business, because you still want to have that personal touch? And all of you with the national services, almost all of you, how do you do that?
There's a big free using a car. One of us has a car, so we use
Well, you still have to pay for it.
we pay things, but the thing is, because we don't have a lot of orders right now, our main business is deliver the goods. So we want to outsource to courier services. That's one thing we're thinking about, but we've not implemented it now. Because it's not.
So how many chefs did you interview?
Chefs.
So, perhaps in terms of for our MVP chef, we use one main chef, but then he's the one we use for our MVP chef. But then before him, we interviewed 5 chefs. And with them, they were not willing for us to really provide the ingredients for them. But we were willing to use their own ingredients, and their prices were relatively high as compared to the chef that we were currently working with. That's why we started with him.
Then, so you understand scaling up may be a problem, right? Because not every chef will understand the terms that you're bringing to them, right? So you need to consider how you scale up, like Mr. Pimpo was saying. Because if I am a chef, right, and you give me 5% on a meal, you're just giving me ingredients, I'm using my shop, I'm using my equipment, I can get your customers, right? I can get the ingredients myself, cook them, and then sell them to your customers. So you can easily take your customers away from you. So think about how you can, solve that as well.
So hold on, there's a last question. Apology.
Can you explain how this works from a logistical point of view? So can I order for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Will you deliver for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? So is there a particular time that I have to order by, or the previous day? How does it work?
So currently for the test that we conducted, it was mainly lunch. So it was mainly lunch in terms of providing salads with your regular jollof rice, what we try to do is try to encourage portion control, to mainly put that on the light side. So for currently, what we are trying to incorporate breakfast option, but it hasn't been validated yet. For our operations currently, we are focusing mainly on lunch and dinner. Yes, well, usually the lag time between our operations and then the delivery is exactly an hour. So when we get an order from the customer, it is really to the chef, and then once it is and then we get delivered to the chef. Once it is ready. That is for the test we conducted.
That means the chef has to be on call.
Yes.
Okay.
So I guess the issue being raised is you need to tell us what your schedule is for ordering and for delivery, so that you can manage the back-end process well, where your chef and the person going to shop, etc., are concerned. So it adds up properly to when you're delivering. Making sense? So just detail that schedule very well. Yeah, okay. So thank you very much. So the final team, it's Simikyo.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Ashesi Entrepreneurship. I represent Simikyo. Once upon a time, I had an iPad and I visited my optician. And when I went to the eye clinic, I was given a medical prescription. But upon going to the pharmacy, the pharmacist told me I wouldn't be able to get the medication. So what happened next? I had to visit 3 other pharmacies outside this hospital and handed myself in a car before getting the medication. Clearly, this process is time-consuming, frustrating, and increases the cost in search of medication. I'm actually not the only person suffering from this problem. A survey we conducted showed that 87% of our respondents know someone or have experienced this problem. And for primary research that we conducted, on an average, about 120 people visit pharmacies in Accra. And for these 120 people, we realized that the majority of them fell between the ages of 50 and 40 years. And 49% of the time, they bought the medications for themselves. So 2 other businesses that are trying to attempt to solve this problem is Medrex and M-Pharma. So what Medrex does is to connect patients to pharmacies. So once you have the Medrex application, you upload a picture of the prescription on the application, which gives a notification to pharmacies that are on this app. And then the pharmacies that have the medication accept the notification. So you, the user, goes on to the pharmacy and buy your medication. And how do we come in here? We come in with Pharma. Pharma is an online platform that provides patients with an easy and convenient means of locating pharmacies in close proximity that have the medication they are looking for. So with of medication. So one key resource we have is Pharma. And one key activity is that pharmacies will provide us with their inventory in real time. So by integrating our system with DS Group, let's look at my experience once again with Pharma. So at the point where I go to the pharmacist and she tells me you can't get the medication here, I just log on to Pharma, search for the medication, and then it gives me 3 pharmacies that are in close proximity that have the medication I'm looking for directly. So I just follow that and buy my medication. So this enhances the easy accessibility to medication, reduces time spent and cost in visiting multiple pharmacies. So for our market, we have 3 customer segments. One is patients or users who will not be paying for this application. 2 is pharmacies who need data analytics with regard to patients' purchasing behaviors, and also other pharmaceutical companies that need this data as well as need advert space on our platform. And so we'll use social media platforms, face-to-face interactions to reach these customer segments. And so for our MVP test, we were able to share 320 flyers in 8 different hospitals and 15 pharmacies. So with this, 93% of the people we interacted with had smartphones, and they also had at least 2 social media accounts which validated the fact that we could reach them through social media platforms. And we're also able to direct 8 patients who came to hospitals and were not able to get their medication from other pharmacies that we call. From this, our cost and revenue. So we'll be making money from selling data and advertising, and then our cost includes maintenance of the app, salaries, and so for our first year, we'll be making losses because our focus is on getting active users on the platform, and so in subsequent years, we'll be enjoying profits. And so the value of the firm as it stands now is 165,000 TDs, and we are prepared to cough 110,000, which represents 67% stake in the business. And we employ investors to actually take up the 32% stake in the business. Thank you very much.
So, come on.
Great presentation, nice idea. Quick one. The revenue portions, I didn't quite get it. So, look at the revenue.
Okay, so for our first,
the revenue streams.
that only
The one with the
talks
shark.
about
The one with the shark.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
These are just cost components and
the revenue streams, right? That means that we talk to the case about the provide data analysis to who? The pharmacy.
Okay, so one, we are providing data analysis to pharmacies, hospitals, and other pharmaceutical companies that need the data to inform decisions on their stocks.
What are some of the data metrics, the actual data metrics that you give to them?
So we're actually looking at demand, basically demand. And so with our interactions with the data protection agency, we were scheduled to have a meeting eventually, but we didn't schedule because of implementation. And then we were able to run our idea by then. Because at first we had the idea that we will not be able to sell data. But then once we ran the idea by then, we made us understand that there is the likelihood that we can actually leverage on the information we have based on the user information and then sell to them.
So each of main customer.
For me, customer actually the user does not pay. So that person is paying us with information.
Each of main paying customer.
Our main paying customers are pharmacies, hospitals, and other pharmaceutical companies.
Okay, all right. So the hospitals, right? What would you be using your data for?
Okay, so for public hospitals, we understand that public hospitals are supposed to provide data to the Ministry of Health. That's the patients' data and all that. And for private hospitals, that's actually data with regards to. So the clinic I actually went to was a private clinic, a private institution. When I ran this idea by the optician, he said this is something that's going to help them to be able to know the drugs that they need to stock more and ones that they need to stock more, depending on their geography and the demand. That's the data.
So one thing I was trying to figure out who is actually my most valuable customer, somebody who actually pays the most profitable in terms of lifetime value of that segment. And secondly, so the advertisements are going to be in the app.
Yes.
Is there going to be a web app? Because so like personally for my reason, I don't like to download apps that I won't use frequently. So I'm just going to touch on that.
So we are planning on using both a mobile app and a web app. So the web app will mainly be used by hospital pharmacists to search for the medication on behalf of patients who need those medications. And then the mobile app will be used by patients who can actually search for the app online by themselves.
So basically, what the web app does is to help pharmacists in the hospital, to help their clients locate pharmacies that have the medication they don't have. So that's what the web app is going to do. But for the mobile application, as our MVP test showed, most of these people we are going to be targeting are tech-savvy people, people who have smartphones, who can actually search for the medication they find. That's it.
How are you going to database? Have you thought about database and backups in terms of back office operations? Because there's going to be a lot of back office having real-time updates of all these pharmacies that are going to deal with the hospitals and what you have in stock and what you don't have, the lead time for their orders, and it has to be real-time because then you don't want a situation where somebody is directed to go to a pharmacy and the drug is not available because somebody bought all the drugs in the last 10 minutes or the last 5 minutes. So the app and the backup system must be very effective such that it's uploading real-time at any point in time. And doomsday and things that we have in this country every night. I think about all that. How are you going to manage this complexity?
Thank you very much for the question. I'd say that we have actually had these questions posed to us. We have been trying very much to see how we can solve it. One of the things we looked at was most of these pharmacies do not actually have inventory systems in them. So what we can do is to leverage on the fact that we don't have the software, create a free software for them, and they don't have to pay for internet or data. And so we are providing them with a platform to increase the demand from their side, the demand for medication on their side. Because most of them complain of the fact that some medicines sit on their shops for a very long time. So one of the solutions is to create a software, a stock inventory software that can plug in with our database nicely, and then we will take up the cost of having it online. And another thing is to have one which is offline that can be uploaded. So those people, we want to really put them on like active pharmacies, but then once they also have the medication, then their locality will also show.
Yeah. I'm looking at a farm up on
the screen. Is this yours or some other companies? No, ours. So, but you know what I'm talking about? It's PHARM and APP.
Yes.
So that's very similar to what you do.
Yes, we actually saw that after we came up with So the services, but then they search the pharmacies.
Who are they?
They are the company.
It's a company.
Is it in Ghana?
It's not in Ghana.
It's not in Ghana.
Is it in Africa?
No.
Well, you know, is it possible to have another name besides one that's already there? Because I lived there and I thought that was you. And I realized that's somebody else. I mean, I don't know if you want to go do life with making people feel that's a copy of what someone is doing. It might be the same idea, but you've got to skew it another way so that it fits you. So that no one will have to ask you a question that I'm asking you now. What do you think?
I think it's a good suggestion.
Yeah, I looked at it, I thought it was you. And then I find out it's not you. And so you think about that one. So if you can have another name, I mean, there are a lot of names you can be creative and find something else. Okay?
Okay, so as a user, right, how are you going to assure me that my information on your app is private, is confidential? Because I mean, I wouldn't want to go to the hospital and be diagnosed for some disease and search for it on your app and find it in the news the next day that this gentleman has this disease or that disease. So how are you going to convince me that my information on there is private enough?
So, the first thing is
there's an agreement, contract signed, every these are that sides of the plan. Then that's going to put in, you're going to assure them that the information that they give out will be encrypted. So I'm going to, whichever information you get from the users, we're going to encrypt it so that no third party can have access.
And so the encryption is going to be end-to-end, which means that even for us, we are not going to see who is purchasing what. What we are going to see is the command. So that we can get certain information out.
Okay, and since you said you are going to encrypt things, why not see the sort of the problem and just make everything anonymous? But I'm not really doing delivery. They're just going to acquire the results. So just make it anonymous. The second question.
Yeah, I think that's.
I think we need something more.
I'm not allowed to talk to share some different. So
So thank you very much, Team Farm Up and all the teams. I think you deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much. Coming from, so that after you can network if you are so inclined. But before we do that, I'd like to mention that the business department has an enterprise fund called the Ashesi Enterprise Fund that supports all the entrepreneurship efforts that we run on campus, from the freshman course through the non-classroom related entrepreneurship activities, and then this class as well. And currently, we are being sponsored by Premium Bank, by Goyle, and by Campbell's. And we have Avis and IPSC, but hopefully they will send us some more money. So for the benefit of the online audience, I'd like to say thank you to Premium Bank, to Goyle, and to Campbell's. And to also say that if you are in the room and we are so inclined, please connect us to whoever we can get money from to support us in doing what we are doing now. So thanks to everyone. I will start from this end, from Richard. Mention your name, your relationship to Ashesi Destiny, where you're working now, and if you have a message for us. So let's try to do it in a minute.
So I'm Richard Entrepreneur. I graduated Ashesi in 2014. I needed an MIS, but then I founded Website Africa.
My name is George Smith, Ashesi Entrepreneurship. So I currently work for Bosch Group in yeah, that's my association with Ashesi. And your presentations were good. There's still some gap between school and the business field. But overall, yeah, good job.
My name is Kobi. I'm not Ashesi. That's my first time working on this. I'm currently at SDRs, but I founded a company my own with some friends. Then the presentation is very quite remarkable. Some of you see that elements and I'll definitely do. So one more, well done. You're a good guy. I'm Robert from SDRs. So I like the presentation, and I think it's also go out. I can talk with people. We are just that project. It's like a talk with our investors. Then you have
My name is Ashesi Entrepreneurship. I used to teach a leadership seminar many years ago, and she told me this one of my students. I don't recognize her. They used to be small, now they are bigger than the rest of us. Anyway, I trained teachers, and I remember a seminar, a first year seminar, teaching young people how to make presentations. And I think I was in this class a little while ago in the beginning. And now to have come this far, this is really impressive. I mean, when CNI asked me to come to be here, I had no idea that you guys have advanced as much as you have. When we were growing up, no one encouraged us to do things on our own. We were memorizing information, passing the examinations, and being poor as a result of it. But you guys moved on, and I wish you all the best. But keep it up, especially those of you in the food business, because as population increases in this country, that's when you begin to see your value, and you just started. Congratulations.
Okay, my name is Anna Tete, not Hannah Tete. And I'm CEO of People Consult, a human development consultancy and a business consultancy. And then I'm manager HR admin and operations at Safety Community. Class of 2014 here at Ashesi, I'm major in business admin. I'm pretty impressed. I also got a chance to teach MD, so I'm pretty impressed with what you guys have come up with. And I can say that in terms of entrepreneurship as a course has really increased because my time was totally different. Trust me, every one of you did amazing. You can run with the projects. Don't give up on your dream. It just might be surprised that after school and after national service, you wouldn't want to work with somebody because the working world is new, it's not fair. So prepare your minds for that. Thank you.
My name is Alex Magnasidi. I'm a retired public. My two sons finished school here. The first one finished
2011.
2011. And then the second one is finishing this year. Last year, I had the privilege of participating in a session like this. And it's remarkable how between the group and the function in the ship based on the same type of concept. And it's wonderful to see how young people I think the initial fragile steps here and there, but you can see the trajectory. It's a positive trajectory, and I suppose we all have to support them to give them the confidence that they need on this spiritual path, and then thereafter on to real life, trials and tribulations. So I hope, well, we don't know where we'll be next year. I hope I will be able to come next year. I have only this is my last son, so I will have the opportunity to do another one here. But I'm sure that others will come and then also keep the momentum going. So thank you very much.
So I'm Emmanuel Pedi. So this is 2 years ago I was here, also presented like this. I'm the co-founder and chief operating officer of Pure Justice, which I founded Ashesi, later is now Pure Justice. We do that with service in our corner, so we're So I'm very happy and excited to see what I'm seeing, especially in the industry. I will encourage you to take it up. Like you said, it's not so we working out, it's very new. And we love to do something you watch through, and something that you can see take far, you really can take far. So I will encourage you, don't be discouraged. Actually, I want to see this way. You should take it up. You should take it up. Try as much as possible to take it up.
My name is Bro, and I've been here in the time. But the first one I have my position. What's up, my friend? retired professor of mathematics from Harvard University in the US. Now, after many of these presentations, now I found that the quality of the delivery is going up steadily up the year. And I think the write-ups are a little bit less sort of as confident as your oral delivery. So you need to tighten up that, because you're going to be the next generation in Ghana, and you want to be the best foot forward. And I can, as an abstract thinker, and I can't help you hunt the practical type of things that you do, but I can see how things are broken up. Whatever I can do, please give me that. I'll see what I can do.
Sharon Road is the voice, and I own the small business in State Place, so we are part of. So I'm happy to see all of you. It's certainly very rewarding to have your business. I enjoy what was being said. And currently, what one leads entrepreneurship, and we are really so happy to be able to come several years now, 2 years, I think, see what we're doing with Ashesi, and great admiration for West Africa, and the people out there, we're very happy to see that the wonderful ideas. Thank you.
My name is Anatu Abdullah, class of 2013. I work with World Mosaic, the Director of Acceleration. So on a daily basis, I help businesses build up their business. So some people you have identified as competitive, and the kind of people that I work with.
My name is Dela Kumar. I'm a former lecturer here at Ashesi. Some new faces in the room. I also founded a company called Cobalt Partner, which is a consulting company. I am now an independent product and service design consultant. I want to say congratulations to all of you. But I know how much work goes into producing these things and how much work it takes over the course of the year. So congratulations on that. I would definitely say, as already been said a number of times, definitely need to keep this up. I'm definitely impressed by the number of projects I've seen where it has been, the foundation has been real information, real data, real talking to people. That has to be the foundation of any business. And I'm very impressed to see it in spades in the presentations that I saw. So kudos to you guys for embracing those principles. Don't lose them, no matter what you do, whether you choose to go into entrepreneurship or not. Don't lose the things that you've lost through these projects. It's going to serve you and it's going to serve all of us, frankly, Ghana as well. Okay? Congratulations.
My name is Danny. I'm a lecturer here, and always talk about food. It makes me hungry.
I think I'm getting hungry as a result of that. Martin, more than truly, I'm the Dean of Technical Business School. I guess my connection with Ashesi is I was a year ahead of
Actually, 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
So, I was head teaching assistant. Yes. So I'm glad to be here today to see hopefully with Ashesi students, and I've been very impressed with your presentations. I think there are a couple of ideas I'm going to steal from here. So thank you for having me.
My name is Emily King. I work with Cynic, and I think what I'd like to say about everything you guys do is it's good to see that you put in feedback, or you incorporated the feedback you gave from the last time. So it's great. So just everything you put in there as well, just put that back in. And once it's what you want to do, just go ahead with it. Yeah.
My name is Manuel Kolba. Congratulations to all of you. I'm an investment banker. I'm also a co-founder of Synergy Global Holdings, based in South Africa, with a branch here in Ghana. Like Evelyn said, it was quite impressive to see some of the feedback we gave you in the previous session being incorporated in the final presentations. But being an investment banker, I look at things always say, would I put my money into this? And that is a question you must always ask yourself. That if you had $100,000 today, do you believe enough in the business that you have that you're going to put that into it, or you're going to buy it for a unit? So that's the take out, the take I will give to you, that as you really go through life and you go through this, you don't just take it as a routine, but you must always ask yourself, if I had that kind of money, would I put it in this business? Do I believe it in the business so much so that I will risk my $100,000 into this business? But obviously, it's a very good start. A lot of us didn't have this kind of training when we were in the university. So you are on the right path to succeed and be successful in life. So don't take this for granted. Build on it, work with more practitioners, and I believe that you become the future millionaires of this country. Thank you very much.
So since a couple of people are hungry already, I'd like to again say thank you to everyone. There's refreshment.